Let's fucking go.
The Emperor has been expecting you.
Hi everyone and welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and you're watching episode number 51 of the Hope Show, a weekly. That's a lie. It was a weekly show at one stage, but then I went away on a hiatus, snowboarding for 9 weeks, which was thoroughly enjoyed, and now I am back. So let's bring in Ian, aka Agent Silver Fox.
Hey.
Phil, Rogue One, and we got Jim Collector as well, and we may or may not have some other special guests joining us soon. Guys, how are you getting on?
All good, all good. I've actually got as I said backstage, I've got 2 beers for you. Pick which one we go with.
Put you full screen, and as I said backstage, I'm jealous now because this is my few months of no beer drinking ban. Right, so what do we have?
One is for you. That's New Zealand Pilsner. It looks like an All Blacks can called Sawmill. So that's one. And then for our absent fact checker, it's a Mexican beer. Pure.
Out of pure curiosity, that would be my choice, just to see what it's like.
I would need. Right, so, but we're going the Hispanic route first. There we go.
Yeah, let's be honest. They're both going to the same place. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. I'm a bit jealous of that now, but right, okay. Jim, you're the second time joining us here. You're UK based, I believe, yeah?
Yeah, that's correct. Thanks for having me back.
I think we've got kind of like a representation where this is like the Triple Crown or something like, well, not Triple Crown, but like we have a representation from Ireland, England. You're from England, aren't you, Jim?
Yeah.
Scotland and Wales. All right, that's actually sweet. I think Eddie might be joining us later on, but yeah, that sounds good. Sounds good. We get the representation.
It's war.
Okay. And Phil, how are you getting on?
Yeah, really good. Fairly quiet summer. We went trip to Bulgaria a few weeks back. Something a bit different.
Nice.
Nice.
Were you there for a few days or?
Yeah, only a week. Because we went to Florida early in the year, didn't we? So.
Yeah, you're saying that looked absolutely epic.
Yeah.
And
nice.
what was the weather like in Bulgaria? Was it better than Wales?
Far better than it was in Wales. Yeah. Ironically, though, I think the weather was actually pretty good over here at the time. It was the one good week you guys had, I think. Yeah, it's typical.
It's always the way. I think
few figures in. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, what you pick up? That's actually a great place to start. Yeah, what did you pick up? And probably like you can. I haven't seen you in ages, so like there must be like a few pickups.
Actually, I'm waiting on a lot at the moment. They seem to be quick announcing and not very quick releasing, don't they, at the moment?
Yeah.
Deadpool, obviously, I mentioned in the chat. He came along.
I saw your photo. I really liked it.
Appreciate that, really do. Yeah. And then the Hollow Wolverine.
Yeah, cool.
I'm quite impressed. Yeah, really good. The wait time is... He's as heavy as the heavy Mando.
Right.
It's quite a lot of weight to him.
That's very heavy.
It's a beautiful figure.
Yeah.
And the silicone. The silicone
well, Jim, brilliant. Did you pick up that one as well, Jim?
Oh yeah, I've got that one as well. Absolutely fantastic figure. Like for a budget figure as well.
Yeah.
It's mad what they managed to pull off. Like you said, the silicone body is impressive. Like the arms.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Tempted by the brown suit.
Yeah. Is it probably the same body and proportions, just just the different.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Comes with
And they're going to do that
as well.
brown suit from Deadpool and Wolverine, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'd imagine there. Yeah. Ian, what about yourself? Did you buy Magic Cases today? Or
No, I've got Magic Case risers, figure stands, and that in. So halfway through doing those, I've just been busy. Figures. Jesus. I can't remember. Well, obviously 89 Batman. I know that because that just came in, and I've been actually collecting back on my Marvel thing. I want to do Avengers level villains, so I got back Hela. What else I've got? Wenwu's coming and the Mandarin.
You got the Mandarin and the chair and everything, yeah?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I actually, I know it's not the Mandarin from the comic when I was a kid, but it looks so good. And one of the guys that I know in Edinburgh, collector, he's had it. I've actually got a few figures for such a steal right now that I couldn't pass it up. It's ridiculous how cheap I got it.
Good stuff. So you got a few deals there. So
yeah, hey, got to watch the pennies at the moment. There's a lot of things coming, so
cool. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
We're going to do a bit of a different show today. We're not going to do the fact checker, or we're not going to do the snap or a few of the games. It's all figure talk today. My logic is that I've been away for 10 weeks and I was paying attention to Instagram and the Facebook posts, and I caught the odd live stream, but not that much. But there were some absolute phenomenal announcements over the summer. I did a video on this yesterday, and it's kind of like we're going to kind of talk in depth about some of those figures, whether we're getting or not, what we think about them, like were we shocked about the price point, we were shocked that they even did them, because they've done so well. So really, really looking forward to that. Every now and then you will hear, I just have a few random questions because I've kind of been itching to talk to people about this stuff. So every now and then you will hear, do I have this? Forgotten how to drive this thing. Aha, right, here we go. Okay, so every now and then I'll drop in that and I'll ask you a random question. Just I want to get your thoughts on certain things. Some are positive, some are negative. Just a bit of fun. Who do we have here? We've got Jose Plus, Mr. 1973 Wolverine. I knew you wouldn't let me go. I could have, there and then, I was tempted to Google it and go, no, that doesn't sound right. But I was like, you know what? Jose will tell me, cracking hell. All right, how are you, man? You good?
I was watching it and I was like, oh, I have to now. I have to comment on it now. What can I do?
Yeah. That's fair.
Ian, I'm sorry, man. He let me in. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. There's a bit of a slight echo there coming from someone. So like when we're not talking, just make sure your mic is muted so there's no background hiss or anything like that. I'm not sure who it's from. Okay, so look, what we're saying, Jose, it's all figure talk. It's all about the announcements. This summer, really looking forward to speaking about them. And every now and then, I will play this sound effect. Ask you random questions. I'm curious to get your thoughts on different things. I may not have heard some of them. I've got to address the chat because first of all, I'm glad I got a lot of. I'll say this and then I'll get stuck into the show. So, over the last few days or weeks in particular, people were starting to notice that I wasn't making as many videos, and a lot of people comment on the odd short I put up or videos saying, "Hey man, is everything okay? Like, what happened to channel? Like, miss your content, miss your 2 cents, stuff like that." It was a lot of really, really positive support and stuff like that. And I do really appreciate, like I said many times before, I appreciate anyone who's taking time to watch any videos, like any videos, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member, especially like the channel members who stuck with it over the 9 weeks when there really wasn't that much content there. There was shorts that I pre-recorded, there was a series called Triple Threats, but not as much as the volume I'd usually like to do. But so hats off, I do appreciate that. That was awesome. So first off, as usual, pinned into the pinned comment to the live chat is, if you want to become a member, you can just click on the link and follow the directions, stuff like that. I will be doing a channel giveaway towards the end of September, roughly, for channel members. So really do appreciate that support. Gotta let Eddie in. Eddie, I was beginning to think you were breaking up with me, you know? The Robocop thing has just driven a wedge in between us. How are you?
Dude, I was like, let me make sure I'm not muted. Okay. I was like, I told this guy, like, I can't join Monday anymore. I got work. And I mean, he does not. He's relentless, dude. All week. Like,
so Eddie quit his job
Monday. I need you here. The Hope Show's nothing without you. I was like, Jesus.
Whoa.
Sorry, I'm just allergic to bullshit. But yeah, they were my exact words. Let's go with that, Eddie. I am glad you're here. All jokes aside, I do miss you.
I'm glad to be here.
How are you, man? It's you did a bit of a cull or a purge, I think, during the summer. You just rearranged some stuff, or
the annual purge. I didn't feel like it anymore, you know.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fair.
I don't know what it was. I want to spend more money on not collectibles, like other stuff. But I did that, and then I ordered 2 statues, so that went against everything I was trying to do. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where my mind changes all the time. If you have the kind of mindset where you're constantly just shifting gears, I don't think collecting is good for you, because it's very exhausting and stressful.
Fair. That is a fair point. Well, look, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad everything's okay. And so I'm just going to address the chat, and this is just all about the releases for this summer. So we got Talia Meyer, thanks a million for being here. We got Toy Collector, thanks very much for being here. We got the man who has pretty much everything, and a very supportive member of the community, and very supportive member of the channel, and a channel member, 12-inch Moose Stream, who I do believe we've got to arrange a challenge versus Jose. He's confident. He's trash talking you. He's confident he's going to take you. We're going to make that happen. We're going to get Moose on here, and we're going to get we're going to maybe give it a week or 2 for Jose to see if he can defend his title against us schmucks. And then if he does, we'll be like, we're going to bring in the proper challenger. So we're going to make that happen. Obviously, Mike L, or Thrawn's office, isn't with us tonight, but he usually is, and thanks very much for being here, channel member and a mod, I believe, as well. We got Dan in Carbonite, couldn't join us today, but hopefully next week. We have Mike Fiala, exclamation mark Mike. Of course, we got Phil in there warming up the crowd, channel member as well. We got Jose G as well. Hi everyone, the Hope Show is back. It is back. Movie Canon is here as well. I gotta get this guy on the show at some point, and wouldn't mind doing an episode of Visions with, if he's keen. And who we got? Focus, Brandon Salad. Yeah, Focus is back. Yeah, thanks very much, Brandon. Appreciate the support, and channel member as well. Amazing reels he does, an amazing photographer. He's been on it with us a few times. He has an open invite, same as Collector Joey. I'm trying to convince Collector Joey to quit his job, but it's not going so well. He's not as loyal as Eddie is. Eddie just quit that job. Talia Meyer is here. Boba Fettuccini, channel member, thank you very much. And thanks for the support. Thanks for being here. Ryan Smith, channel member, watches pretty much all the videos, I think, and comments on them. So really appreciate it. Tragedy Tales as well, channel member, thank you. Who else do we got? Anyone else? We're kind of getting up to this. I think we've got Mark Mitchell, channel member as well, supported our channel. Thank you very much. Who else do we got? Big Rib is here. Great to see you here. Dogito is here. Low Key, I missed Low Key there. Low Key is here. Thanks very much, Calvin, for being here. We were messaging earlier on about that. The mods to the Batman Begins suit. Stanya's here. Give us the hot takes. There could be 1 or 2 coming. Blue Tattoo, thanks for being here. Clinton Martin, thanks for being here. We got Keith as well. Keith Lee, again, thank you. We got Eddie Money Mendez, panel member, channel member, lover of Robocop, and dear friend. Alright, so I gotta do it. What did you think of the Acolyte? Anyone want to jump on that grenade?
I didn't watch it.
Good life decision. Okay, so you didn't watch it. Anyone else up? In a nutshell,
3 episodes, that was it. Done.
Couldn't hack it.
Apparently, Keanu Reeves turned down the role of Saul. Well done, Keanu.
Smart man, but he is the one.
Yeah, he lucked out.
Yeah. Anyone like it? Eddie, I'd say. I can't even make that. No, Eddie didn't even watch it, no?
Definitely did not watch it, dude.
Yeah. I'm going to be as respectful as I can about this. It was no Andor. That one's for Eddie. No, that show was awful. That just... No. Just... I don't know what to say.
Did you actually watch it? I remember when we were talking, you're holding off, and okay. So the 501st in Ireland invited the 501st to watch the first 2 episodes in a cinema for free in Dublin. It was pretty cool. It's a nice cinema as well. Drove in, found parking. Dublin parking, not cheap. Met up to 501st. It was good to see the people and just cool to see it in the cinema. But after the first 2 episodes, I was trying to be positive. I'm kind of sick and tired of trying to be positive and giving them a pass. Like, it's just awful writing. Uninteresting characters. The best thing I saw about it was I liked the Stranger's costume design, mask design, and sound of the voice. After that, honestly, complete waste of time. It is... I'll summarize this. If it was a random sci-fi show, I'd be like, alright, that's not for me. Why it's annoying is that if you get the keys to the kingdom, if you're lucky enough to be... Congratulations, you're getting the job as a director of the new Star Wars film, the latest Star Wars film, the latest TV show. You have an obligation to familiarize yourself with the original trilogy and the prequels at least, preferably with Clone Wars, and to actually give respect to the lore. You don't go off on your own tangent and rewrite everything. Not good, awful. Found it disrespectful, to be honest, to the franchise. And, you know, got those 4K Blu-rays from The Mandalorian coming in. Probably get the Andor one as well. And honestly, I'm thinking about cancelling Disney Plus. I have never went back and rewatched a Marvel Disney Plus show because they're shit. I just think they're shit. That's just my opinion. Don't get offended by it. If you do, the door is there. Second thing then, what do I really want Disney Plus for? Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2 because they're epic and I regularly go back and watch them because they are good. In the same way that I've been watching Terminator since I was a kid because it is good. Andor, if I got that DVD set, I don't think I'd ever need to watch Disney Plus. And look, if they produce something good, join for a month, watch it, and then get out again. That show was awful. Anyone else want to chime in on it?
Yeah, I think they need to remove it from canon. I think it just needs to disappear from Star Wars lore, in my personal opinion. I just didn't get it. They were making excuses for certain characters being in there and wedging things. I don't know. Just didn't enjoy it.
Like there was 1 or 2 sequences, not entire lightsaber battles, but there was 1 and 2 sequences was like, that was kind of cool.
But it was quite funny to watch. I think I watched one of the YouTube breakdowns of one of the battles, and it was literally Jedis waving lightsabers around in the middle of the woods. There was nothing there. It just looked ridiculous.
And the Jedis are the bad guys now.
Yeah, essentially.
And there's no good and evil anymore. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just got going.
Yeah. It was bad. I think we're all clinging on to the little glimmers that were in that show. The writing, I don't want to say too much because that can be taken the wrong way unless you talk at length and elaborate, right? So
I know what Eddie wants to say. He's saying that if you don't like the show, if people are saying if you don't like the show, it's because you're a racist or something like that. That's
sexist, whatever, right? There will be something.
Yeah, it doesn't even cross my mind. It was just bad.
Terrible.
The writing was terrible. So it's quite funny because Marvel's cleaned house. I don't know, Shane, if you've heard of that while you've been
As
away.
in the Russos are back in type thing?
No, they kind of called it the activists. I'm scared of Jose fact-checking me here. But
this is one of the situations we need, Jose. We need to lean in on his expertise here if he knows the answers or to clarify.
So,
Go on,
they've cleaned house in terms of they've fired a lot of people in post-Endgame production. But they've not seen Lucasfilm doing the same thing just yet. I think the problem is right at the top, not the middle person and the writers. I think there's a lot of things wrong there, potentially. But listen, the Acolyte was hugely disappointing. So, and Keanu Reeves is a very, very smart man.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is... I don't use the term GOAT because it's like greatest of all time and it's like everyone throws the thing around, but the guy knows what he's doing. The point I was going to make, sorry, is that complex characters, it takes good writing to make complex characters. Star Wars has never been Shakespeare, but it was, there's right and there's wrong, there's good and evil. There was that battle between good and evil. There is the light side, the dark side. It's fairly basic, like, but that was kind of like a cornerstone of it. When you look at something like Breaking Bad, which is a fantastically well-written TV show, you start off and you have this Walter White, good guy, family man, sick. Oh, that's awful. Like, and he's looking after his family, and he's a good guy. But he goes through a journey, and at some point in that show, you're like, this guy is not so good, and it happens slowly, and it's complicated and so well executed. Jesse at the start, you're like, this guy's a waster. By the end, you're like, you're loving Jesse because it's just the way it's complex. It happens slowly. It's very well done. But this was like the whole some believe, so they changed the name of the Force to the Thread, and then they're like, some believe that they use it. No, sorry. The Jedi can use the Force. That's the whole point. That's why you liked it when you were a kid. Someone can move something with their mind. Everyone on the panel has tried to remove the remote control with their mind at some stage. It doesn't work. It's fascinating. And they can definitely use the Force. So this whole, you're going to come in here, get the keys to the kingdom, and then go, you know what? I'm not going to respect the lore. I'm going to annoy people. Like, fine, no problem. You know what's going to happen? No one's going to watch it. And it has some of the worst ratings. The worst ratings so far for any Star Wars show. People just abandon ship.
It's a never-ending cycle, though, right? Like, because they're not going to take that as a sign and go back to the writing board and maybe change some of the things they've done. They just use that to hate on the fans more and say that they didn't like it because they never wanted to. They never gave it a shot, and then it just continues on, and that's kind of the rut that we're stuck in right now. Is like that's just
people have given it a shot. Like you didn't watch any of it, Eddie, did you?
Or no, I didn't watch none of it.
No, because you knew
from the trailers. I had a feeling
I remember you saying that.
I
remember you saying that 100%, and you're on the money. And the only thing that they're going to respond to is people will go, you know what? I don't need Disney Plus. This is insulting my intelligence. And you don't get to say, oh, but it's for kids and these old man babies are... Hang on a second now. The man babies, the people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, they are the people that went to see the original trilogy. They're the people that bought the VHS. They're the people that bought the DVDs. They're the people that bought the t-shirts, went to Star Wars Celebration, went to the cons, bought the merchandise, rebought the merchandise. Those man babies, they built your franchise. So you need to include the young and the old. You don't get to just, turn your back on the fans then like that and just, it's no.
It's more basic than that, Shane. In a consumer-based market, to alienate your clients who ultimately fund you, and that's what they've done. That's my more disappointing thing, that they've. I could never survive in my world alienating clients like they've done.
Yeah,
I find it quite astonishing that it's like the Six Sigma. If anybody knows Six Sigma, voice of the customer's quite a pivotal aspect in that. Getting that feedback, continuous improvement, how you look at that, how you evolve, because your market is so important, especially in a consumer-based market like this. So attacking, we say fans, we're actually clients. I find that quite astonishing.
And what's the best way for us, like they're not watching this, and the reviews, they're not taking, what do they respond to? What do Disney as a company, Disney Plus, what do they want? Your money. So the best way to speak is kind of like what you're wanting about, cancel your subscription. Or don't watch the next thing. However, do you potentially, and again, like I know, Eddie, you haven't watched Andor, and I've made my joke already, Andor, I'm not making it again, but Disney have the potential. They've done it. They've given us fantastic Star Wars. I thought it was dead and buried, and then Mandalorian came along. Rogue One, Mandalorian Season 1 and 2. Now, the Book of Boba Fett, fine, not great, but episodes 5 and 6, we all know, and I've said this about 1 million times in this show, that was Mandalorian Season 2.5, fantastic. True to the lore, gave us something new, fantastic. Andor, some of that dialogue was top tier. Way better than any other dialogue we'd seen in Star Wars before. They can do it, but they need to be careful. Because from what I understand now, this could be completely out of context. From what I understand, I'm not sure if it's the director of Acolyte. I think it was the director of the upcoming, I need your help here now, Jose. I think it was the director of the upcoming Rey movie, who's a character I'm not interested in because I think the sequels are an absolute dumpster fire. Said that she's going to, some of the ideas she has are going to annoy men. Why not just write a good story? Why are you going out there to alienate 50% of your audience? Like, do you know, I'm done. I'm done with this rant. Sorry, but I quite enjoyed it. Does anyone else have anything to say about Acolyte? And please, if I am wrong here and you're like, no, actually it was great, please tell me it was great.
I didn't like the show, but one thing I found interesting, did anyone like the combat at all in this? Just yes or no?
Good.
Some of the combat elements,
good stuff.
I enjoyed. Yeah. I like the kind of kung fu-esque of, I might be wrong. I think that was probably the only good thing. And of course, it was good to see, although I'm glad it's been cancelled so we don't see more of him, but it was good to see Plagueis, even if for a second, and if it was just randomly splattered in there. But it was cool to see him in live action.
And one thing as well, if I have to go for positives in this show, and I'm really, really, really reaching here, but like I said, I like the design of the strangers, the helmet, the voice. I thought it really worked well with like just the cloak and the way his arms were exposed. And the guy's pretty ripped. Like it just kind of worked a bit. Like the design was good. Aspects of the combat and the lightsaber of duels was good, and then other parts like, no, that's not working at all. I think that could be it. Yeah.
Shane, slightly off tangent. I've just noticed that our 2 Hispanic friends came on since I advertised this Hispanic beer. Yeah?
Right.
What?
Somewhere they got like they were force sensitive and I heard that and was like, I better go.
Absolutely.
Not heard of Eddie for weeks. He's not talked to me for weeks. I should have opened this New Zealand one, Shane. Jesus.
Yeah, I would have been back after 2 weeks. Like, yeah, there's a big kind of a thing over in New Zealand at the moment. These hazy beers. So it's kind of like an IPA, but it's really like a juicy, cloudy beer. Gorgeous stuff. Like made from some, I don't know, surface hops or something like that. All right, folks. Really quickly, I'm going to address some of these chats. We get this show on the road. I really appreciate it. I think this, there's not.
And to confirm, the quote by the director of Ray, she said she wants to make men uncomfortable. She enjoys making men uncomfortable. When you make them uncomfortable, you have to have the difficult conversations that perhaps you look at yourself in the mirror and not just at the reflection and say, maybe there is something wrong with the way that I think.
So she's generalizing 50% of the entire population of the world.
Such a mad mindset.
That is mental. Like, that is mental. Do you know? Like, I don't understand what you're going out. Just write a good story. And maybe not trying to piss everyone off. Do you know, like,
I will say this quote is coming from a past interview. This wasn't in reference to the Ray movie.
Okay, so there could be a bit of propaganda going out there from people who want to make like hate videos or something.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to bring a bit of a balance there, because there is a thing called the Force. There is good and evil. Oh my god. Right. So we got they should have kept Carrie-Anne Moss longer. I was sorry. The last thing I was going to think about, your man from Squid Game. I loved Squid Game. Loved it. And I really liked that guy. And the fact that he went away and learned English for it. I mean, come on. He must be kicking himself now. But, fair play. So this guy has moved something with his mind. That's brilliant. Okay. Activist producers were fired at Marvel due to Phase 4 failure. Yeah, it's awful. Yeah. Keith Lee, in all fairness, it was doomed before it released. Fans didn't want to even give it a shot. Probably because they saw what was coming from the trailers. Eddie didn't give it a shot, and I don't blame Eddie for not giving it a shot. I would like if Eddie goes away and watches it and then comes back and we'll let Eddie rant for a half an hour. Boba Fettuccine, damn right, 1/6 figure focus. Us older man babies help perpetuate this. Exactly, like, this is true. Maybe the executives at Disney don't understand the fans. I think they don't understand the lore and certain things that you should keep canon and certain things you should respect. Greetings, Earthlings. Great to see you back live. Thanks very much. I do appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Boba Fettuccine, not holding back on that one. Love the combat elements. Yeah, in parts. I think that's fair. Without question, some of the best combats I've ever seen in a Star Wars show. Man, oh, Brandon, I like you, but the Duel of Fates is way better than anything. And I'm not the biggest prequels fan, but the Duel of Fates for me was like top tier. Are you sad? I'm absolutely devastated. I will not sleep a wink for months worrying about it. Fight scenes were alright. Definitely not as good as Obi-Wan versus Maul. Okay. There was a bit of that. Like, Trevor, hey boys. Sorry I can't make it next week for sure. Great to see you. Can't wait until to see you next week. Martin K, how are you doing? And the fact checker is on it today. Good stuff. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Can I mention something really quick?
Work away.
Tail end of Acolyte, and it's just something I've noticed. So like, on Keith Lee's comment in particular, like the fans didn't want to give it a shot. So they're trying to introduce these nuances and things that will bring in new people to the franchise, that will continue the strength of the franchise and help it grow, which is that is something you need to do to grow a franchise. You need a new consumer base. But at the same time, Adriana, she's my age, my girlfriend, she won't watch these shows unless I make her watch them. And her friends are the same way. They don't watch these shows unless their significant other asks them to watch them or puts it on with them. I work in a company that has tons of movement and like new hires coming in all the time, kids in their early 20s and, a ton of college kids. I can never talk about Star Wars at work because they don't care about it. Like, so who is this new consumer base? It almost seems like the only consumer base that cares in that range that they're looking for are people that care because of the propaganda and because of the memes that it is. Like, they're only watching it because we find it annoying so much, or they're only watching it because they know that the agenda is there. So it seems like, have you guys ever gone up to like a random, or seen someone at work or someone you perhaps know, or through a significant other, through their friends and things. If you ever heard of someone like, oh yeah, I started watching The Acolyte. I don't ever hear that in random people. In fact, I still feel like an outcast for even bringing up Star Wars or Marvel with anybody other than like the core people that I know already enjoy it. So it's like, it's not just the fans, I think, you know?
And we're living in a time where I think it's a great time for like content. I hate calling it content because it doesn't sound like art, and that's what good movies and TV shows are. Like, you have 1923, you've 1883, you've Yellowstone, you've got The Bear, you've got Stranger Things, and that's just off the top of my head. That's quality TV. Like, it seems like every single every single few months something comes out that's actually really, really good. So in a way, the competition has never been higher. So yeah. No, Larry, you can 100% please Star Wars fans. Give us a good story, good interesting characters, good action, and good visual effects. It's been done with The Mandalorian, season 1 and 2 at least. It's been done with Rogue One, and this is all Disney. It's been done with Andor. So you 100% can satisfy Star Wars fans. Alright, I'm just going to run through a few basics. So we're at 3,564 subscribers. If you're one of them, really appreciate it. If you're watching now, you're not one of them, you'll enjoy the content. Maybe consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It does help the content, gets it out there and stuff like that. Shout out to the troopers. We got the first tier. We got Danny Spotchka, Howard Potts, Kenneth Jacobson, Ian, aka Ancient Silver Fox. We got Jose G Hernandez, aka Jose Plus, Brian Wong, The Ben Thomas Show, Eddie Money Mendez, Jim Collector is here on the panel as well, Lancelot's Nerd Corner, and Thrawn's Office, who's not here this week, but hopefully will be joining next week or the week after. And of course we got Ryan Smith as well. Then the Commanders tier, they get their... Oh, I made a mistake. I've got it. I'm gonna have to call these out. Give me 1 second. I didn't up... I'm gonna call the Commanders out in a few moments. I forgot to update the banner thing on the end, so I'll call them out after. New videos. There's just one kind of summer highlights. Of course, the couch was top tier, and now we're on to this. So, Eddie, what do you want to talk about? You can pick first. These are all announcements for this summer.
I'll go with Wolverine because he's probably the most excited. He's probably the one I'm most excited for of this entire list. So.
I completely agree with you, and I'm gonna just find that now. Out of everyone on the panel, is there anyone not interested in picking up that yellow suit Hugh Jackman Deadpool and Wolverine figure? Is anyone like just has no interest in it?
Picking up the yellow suit, but not the topless one. I actually hate looking at myself in the mirror.
Okay. So I don't even know what to do with that. I've got this here. I'm just going to put this, I'm just going to start off with the picture of the head sculpt because that is just great stuff. Okay, so we got this. Why is that not there? No, that's not the one. That's
absolutely that is the one. Why is that not in the grid?
It's not on the grid because they're going to be train wreck. We can talk about that later on. We can talk about that.
Ian has a solid point. I was watching yesterday on Layout Stream. He has some solid points that actually made me think about things a little differently in regards to those figures.
Thank you, fact checker. You are once again proven correct.
Okay. So are you going to put your hand in your pocket for $1,500 to get all five, or are you going to even get one for $280, Jose?
No. I mean, not. He didn't convince me to that point. I mean,
okay, so we're back at square one.
But it was
Give me more time.
He's not exactly the negotiator, is he?
I just thought he brought a different perspective. It was interesting. A different take.
I might want to get that off. I will listen to Ian. Eddie, anything you want to say about this? Did you get 2 of these, or what happened?
I haven't ordered any yet, but I will. I do plan on getting 2 of them because I want both looks. I want unmasked, unsleeved, and then masked sleeve. Yeah, it's amazing, dude. I definitely think I need 2, but I'm a huge Jackman fan. Like, that's Fox X-Men is like my bag, and I love him as Wolverine and one of the best characters, and so I need 2, and I probably will end up picking up the shirtless one too. Although I'm hoping you can put that masked head on the shirtless one, because that's the look I'd want from that scene.
Because I think it's the same head sculpt, just with a bit of blood on the shirtless one. So I can't see why you wouldn't be able to put the mask on, and maybe that's what they're doing on purpose, because he does actually have that look with the mask on in the movie. So why would they? You know what I mean? They must be doing that on purpose so you get to them.
Yeah, for sure. Or I think it's cool that we ended up getting the shirtless one as a completely separate figure, because then maybe you don't have to get 2 of these if you're going to end up using the mask on the other one, and kind of just use it that way.
Solid point. But there's like, even just on this, there's like so many different looks. You can pose him head to toe with all the yellow suit and the mask. You could just pose him with the yellow suit with the arms and with the head sculpt. You could then have him posed like it's the way in the middle. They're showing 3 looks here, but I can kind of think of maybe 4 or 5 looks, you know what I mean? Because they're not showing the even on the right, he's got the exposed arms, you get me? So they could have shown another him head to toe with the yellow arms as well, and then you can mess around with the battle damage parts. So like, there's a load of different looks to achieve from this, and like, I'm picking up the deluxe 100%. This is the most exciting announcement of this year as far as I'm concerned, for me anyway. So I'm picking up one, and it'll be the deluxe. But what I like about it is it comes with so much accessories that you can kind of like pose it up one way for 1 week, come back a week later, a few weeks later, and just pose it up completely different. It keeps your collection fresh. And I love that, because sometimes I'd be looking at something going, am I a bit bored here? I was like, then you repose 1 or 2 and it's like, no, I just needed to take advantage of some of the accessories that are sitting in the box, like that, to maximize the value or the use from your figure. But so Eddie's in for 2 of these. I'm in for 1. Anyone else? Just chime in, folks. Anyone?
Yeah, deluxe. This is awesome figure. This is my second most favourite release this year. Michelle Pfeiffer, Catwoman's number 1. And as you said, Shane, you can change it up big time if you go the 2-pack deluxe from Yoast. And that speaks a lot that I'm suggesting that there's another figure that looks better than this, because this is, in terms of Hot Toys, number 1 by far, in my opinion.
Fantastic, yeah. Fantastic. Anyone else have any like thoughts on this, or?
Yeah,
so I got the. Sorry, Phil. Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, no, go on, buddy.
No, I was just gonna say, I got the deluxe too. I'm getting the deluxe. I actually sold my Days of Future Past Wolverine because I don't like to double up on figures, so I sold him a few weeks ago.
You sold. Is that the Days of Future Past when he's wearing like the kind of the actual
the original
suit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the original one. Yeah, the original. Sold that one.
That was pretty good, though, wasn't it?
It was a good one. Yeah, I had that. Yeah, I had that one for many years. But I don't like to double up. I'm kind of like Trevor, where I try to get like one version of the Marvel character that I want. So I'm just gonna get this one. I think that might change though, like if they do that brown suit, because I don't think I'd get the shirtless version. But if the brown suit came out, I don't know. I might be able to work it in the collection. I don't know. But for now, it's just this one. This is the one that I want. As you mentioned, all these different looks, I'd be happy with just having this one. And
I think Phil, you wanted to say something about this as well.
I was just going to say I'm picking up the deluxe. Cannot wait to get hold of it. Disappointed it's not coming out sooner, but yeah, like you said, there's so many display options with this. And the blue and yellow really pops. Even with the Horno Studios one, just stands out from everything else. This is going to be phenomenal. Can't wait to start taking photographs of it.
Yeah, I can see the
Amazing.
photographs.
And I also
just can't
bought
wait
that.
to have... Yeah, go on.
No, I was just gonna mention. You know that 20th Century Fox thing you were mentioning from Collector Joey. I got that one too, so it would look great with this.
Yeah, I
in the
contacted
Deadpool.
that guy. I saw
Nice.
Joey's great at finding these like little like custom pieces, like accessories, like the skeleton and stuff like that. And I saw the 20th Century Fox. Yeah. Saw the 20th Century Fox thing, and I just had to. So that's I paid your man already and said about a few weeks. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Like I'm way too excited about that 20th Century Fox logo. Jim, do you have this on PO or any interest?
100%. I have this on PO. This is, the Wolverine we've been waiting for for ages. So definitely got this. I'm not going to go for the topless one though. I don't need my figures making me feel bad about myself at any point. So I decided to skip that one.
He's 55 and he's going to do it until he's 90.
Yeah, exactly. He'll probably be more shredded when he's 90 as well. But yeah, I can't wait to get this in. It just looks amazing. I think with the Hono one though, I'm just debating how am I gonna go head sculpt? Am I gonna go mask? We'll see. But no, I'm looking forward to it. Do we know if the claws are metal, by the way? Actually, are they metal or plastic?
I don't know. I'm hoping they're
metal.
Because
I was disappointed with the Deadpool with the plastic katanas this time around. I was like,
yeah, because wasn't the Deadpool 2 one steel?
Yeah,
some sort of,
it was.
Yeah.
Because I know the one that I had for the Days of Future Past, they were sharp. Like if you touched them, like you could cut yourself. So
yeah, I think
I hope
I've
it's
heard the old ones. Fingers crossed.
This is this I flew out to New Zealand on June 12th, and this dropped in the morning, and it was probably the most hyped The last time I was that hyped about an announcement was that new Bane that's coming, and I was just like such buzzing because like, I don't consider myself a negative person or toxic. The war cry of people who you disagree with these days. You're toxic. It's like, no, I just don't agree with your point of view, and nothing I'm saying is inappropriate. Get over yourself. But like, with this Wolverine, I was just buzzing for it. And like, this here is, you're getting like Hugh Jackman, a fantastic head sculpt. You're getting the iconic yellow suit, and they didn't scrimp. They gave us all the options. They gave us a bit of battle damage, a bit of clean. They gave us the bloody mask. They didn't like put that behind some paywall or whatever. They given us the seamless, the full yellow suit and yellow arms, and the seamless look, and it looks great. Anyone a bit concerned about, like, the way sometimes there's a little bit of a drop off in the proto, and when something's as strong as this, you're like, that's okay, fine. Anyone concerned that this could be Doc Ock? Now look,
I think
Doc Ock's up there.
If I'm honest, I'm probably going to display with the mask. So. Sorry, Jim.
Yeah, same with me. Mask getting displayed, and see Doc Ock, I've got the Green Goblin goggles on, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah, I still love that figure. Yeah. Like, I mean, like,
I stole that idea from
wallet.
Ian.
Yeah, I vote with my wallet, and like that figure, the proportions, the tailoring, it's a heavy figure, it's well built. Those arms, the star of the show. Like, and he's standing up there with no stand, with all the tentacles and stuff like that, just balancing the weight. And I'm looking up there, and I can see Alfred Molina, but I'm not going to come on here and going, oh, this is a 10 out of 10. It's not a 9 out of 10. It's not an 8 out of 10. With the glasses on, it might be a 7 from a meter away after a few of those beers that Ian's after drinking, but like, it's a bloody great figure. They've done enough to get the money. It's just the head sculpt could have been better. But this head sculpt is so good, and this figure, this character, and this actor, I like a lot more than I like Alfred Molina and Doc Ock. They need to nail this. They need to. I love this. This is like the definition.
I mean, I hope the drop off isn't a lot, or even significant. Maybe 5%. If minimum. If this is a 9, maybe it goes to an 8.5, 8. But any drop off like more than that, I think I'd be really disappointed.
Yeah, it's one of those things. There's like a little bit of a wiggle room there, but
apart from the Tony Stank and various things, I think they're Marvel has been relatively high for Hot Toys. DC, Batman especially, has not. So I'm more hopeful on this.
Yeah, Batman gets shafted a bit. Do you know what though? I'm looking up there. Do you know the way we always say that? You know, they do pretty good with older, wrinkly white men. They tend to they're their best head sculpts. Like
they are good at those.
They're good at them because there's a bit of wrinkle and there's a bit of age on there and battle damage on their face that they can actually grip onto. But I'm looking up at the red and blue Spider-Man suit, Tom Holland. Tom Holland, I'm pretty sure Tom Holland hasn't even hit puberty yet. He doesn't have any wrinkles, and they've absolutely nailed that look. This guy, he's 55. Like that should work in our favor, you know. Yeah. So this is bloody epic. I just can't. I could talk about this all night, but we're not here all night. So, Jim, what would you like to discuss next? Do you want to take a look at the shirtless one first, and then I'll let Jim choose? Is that fair enough? Or anyone want to take a look at the shirtless one?
Yeah.
Cool, because it was it's pretty damn cool too. So photos, albums. I think this one, the recent ones. There we go. I'm glad they did this. I thought it was interesting. Who wants to talk about this one? Anyone getting this one? Because I think this is definitely the not as popular version. Anyone getting this one? Sorry.
I'll probably get it. I'll get whatever Hugh Jackman they do.
Fair. Okay. Do you think it's a bit unusual that it is unusual they didn't give the mask. We touched on that earlier on, but the katana, I wonder is that from a cutscene or something?
I would not know. I don't know. I don't know if, because didn't he have one a Deadpool? But I don't know if it was in this scene though, because remember how when he's fighting Deadpool, he has one through like his body, and then he takes it out before he fights Sabretooth.
That was ages before, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I don't really know. Maybe there is a deleted scene, but I haven't seen a deleted scene yet, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, like just looking at this here, I love that they've given us another version. Just here, I like the base. I love the proportions. I love the fit of the body, the bomber jacket. This is a stylish bomber jacket. It looks cool. Just with that look there, whether you're posing it like with the top completely off or with the bomber jacket zipped up or the bomber jacket on but zipped down, the proportions, the weathering on that yellow, the pants he's wearing, I think it looks incredible. It's just space and money decisions have to be made. I'm never going to choose this over the deluxe yellow and blue suit. One thing I don't like about this is it says TVA on it, and it reminds me of the Loki show and the TVA. Like, so there's this group of suits that basically decide what's important or not. I just didn't like it in Loki, and it was one of the kind of things about this I didn't particularly enjoy either, but this is pretty damn cool. So Eddie, you're in for this?
Yeah, I'm definitely. I want to do that with the mask on him, that scene.
Yeah, like something like this with the mask on.
Yeah, I think it's pretty dope. Plus, I like the realism of the and the damage on the chest and all that. Like, I think it looks great. I don't like 100%. The TVA stuff either, but
me neither. Actually, I didn't like Loki, so I could care less.
Same. No.
Yeah,
he's a bit cut, isn't he?
He's definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Deadpool staring at him when he was doing that thing.
That was hilarious. Like, although I did feel like they were objectifying men, but anyway, let's move on.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is like, in fairness, like that looks cool. The head sculpt, the body physique, and I think the what's the dude's name? The director. I've drawn a blank here. The director of Deadpool and Wolverine.
It's with it. Come on.
Sean Levy.
There you go.
Yeah, like he came out and he said, like, someone asked, was that actually him? Was the CGI? And they were like, no, it is actually him. I imagine they
shared behind the scene photos. Yeah. He shared some, so you could see.
Still ripped out of it. Yeah, it looks like years of eating boiled chicken. Okay. So let's sorry, Jim. Now we're back to you there, Jim, and you want to pick what we've discussed, obviously, the 2 Wolverines. What do you want to discuss? What interests you here? What are you hyped about?
For me, actually, I'm hyped about Vader, so let's go with Vader.
The battle damage one.
Yeah.
Cool, right.
Excited for that one.
Look at that. Okay, take a look at that here. Okay, this is the one with the mask in the mask in the
cave.
Yeah.
Took me way too long to notice that.
I kind of like didn't really notice until someone pointed out. I didn't really have a good look at them, and then I was like, oh, I can't unsee it now. So, you're keen on picking this one up?
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't know if it's just because I like to do a lot of photography of these things, but this just like photography wise is going to create some amazing shots, like some really good ones. I really want to create that. There's like a specific comic book like a panel where he's like got a lot of battle damage, which I always really liked. So I feel like you'll be able to pull this off quite nicely. And that head sculpt right there is fantastic. Like I have to say, just the sculpt on this is metal arm. Just a lot about it just really stands out. I mean, it's a bit weird to be getting a Vader variant. I didn't think we ever would, because essentially this is a variant. Like we haven't seen this in any of the TV shows or movies. I think I've seen somewhere, someone correct me, that it's from one of the games, Force Unleashed 2 or 1. I've played the first one, not the second one. So
is this loosely based? This is probably a stupid question. Is this kind of based on Hayden Christensen's likeness with all the scarring on his face, though?
Yeah.
Or is it completely separate? Because I heard people saying it kind of was.
I think the head sculpt's based on Hayden Christensen. It looks a lot like it.
That's unusual then, isn't it? Because Hayden is from, the movies and the TV show, Kenobi, and I think he was in Ahsoka as well. But then this is kind of like a mythos style thing, which goes back, I suppose, to reference from computer games or comic books. But then they're still keeping Hayden's likeness as a piece of art. I think it looks stunning.
Yeah. True, because they could have gone with David Prowse quite easily, couldn't they? Because they've just done obviously his sculpt in 1/6 form.
That was
quite recently.
Sebastian Shaw.
Sure. Sorry, yeah, Prowse was actually in the suit, wasn't he? So that's quite good to see that they have done a good bit of R&D on this as well, rather than just because how Hot Toys can be a little bit lazy sometimes. So it looks like they put a lot of effort into this. So I do really like it.
I think it's stunning. Look, and you pair this with a CCFL or those like neon,
especially those new CCFLs as well.
They're the ones. I see Art 15 custom.
Yeah, they look brilliant. Yeah.
I want to pick up one of them. I was mashing them during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else in the panel have something to say on this or interested? Going to get it? Anyone pre-ordered it? There's just too much stuff, isn't there, guys?
Too much.
Yeah,
I have my Kenobi Vader. I'm happy with this Vader that I have in the collection. So I don't think I necessarily want this. It's definitely somewhat based on the Force Unleashed video game look that they had. So I don't know. I don't think it's for me. I tend not to really gravitate towards battle damage because I like to have figures that can either be both. Because I feel like it's so like scene specific sometimes when it's battle damage that I like to have figures that you can change them, right? So if you want to have it clean or you can have it battle damage, you have that option. So not necessarily one for me. But what's interesting about this one is that it seems like they're moving to the nylon, right? They're using different material for the suit. So that's interesting. So, moving forward, I guess it's we'll see if that's what they'll be doing with the new Vader figures that they do. Because I'm assuming they're going to do a lot more moving forward. So
I think it looks incredible, but I presume everyone on the panel knows me well enough now to know why I'm not getting it.
Yeah, well, it's not from a movie or TV show that you love, right? So it's from the video game that you haven't played. So
yeah, and then I can nearly hear people type in comments now going, yeah, but it doesn't have to be for you, maybe. But that's just how I collect, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's right for me. This looks absolutely incredible. It's a work of art, but there's so much good stuff. You've seen. We're looking at this like this is what you're dealing with, and this has only happened in what, a 2-month period. Not to mention the stuff that that will come for the rest of the year, and what to mention the stuff that's already in your collection. Not to mention the stuff that is, you're paying off now currently, that was announced a year, 18 months ago and due for drop. And so it just looks incredible, but no, it's not, never a consideration. So does anyone on the panel actually put down a deposit on this or pre-ordered it? Jim. So Jim is the only one who's in. And anyone else reckon they will pick this up? No?
Nope.
No. Okay. Cool. Good piece though. Looking forward to seeing how it turns out. Jose, what do you want to talk about?
Sorry. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, sorry about that. It's like computer screen, like a bunch of things started popping up. Okay. I want to talk about Black Widow.
Okay. And so I'm going to just copy and paste a few of these tabs because it makes it so much easier just to line up a few of them. There was right in saying that there's only an artisan. There was no sculpted. It wouldn't probably look right if there was sculpted though. So okay, so the artisan Black Widow. Okay. Okay, just before we talk about this, I'm going to let you chat away about it. So we got a new channel member. Much appreciated, Yomo. I believe Yomo. Did he recently have his first child?
Yes.
Would that be right? It was the first.
Correct.
Congratulations, Yomo. Thank you for becoming a channel member. That's greatly appreciated. And I'm okay. Anyone? Surely everyone will know where this particular clip comes from. If I can find it.
Welcome to the club, man.
Yeah, too easy, yeah? Too easy. Okay. Thanks for that. Much appreciated. And just while I'm at this, I have seen that we've got a super chat.
Let's fucking go.
Good stuff. Okay, so someone's mad to pay my mortgage. Super, I will not complain. One super chat at a time, folks. Thanks very much, X-Man Supreme. And just a shout out to X-Man Supreme anyway. He's a subscriber. He's a channel member. He comments on all the videos. He gets involved. Me and X-Man Supreme, we actually disagree on a lot of things, but it's always done respectfully. So I do greatly appreciate that, the ongoing support. And he's a supporter of so many different other content creators as well. So have you guys seen the custom Logan skeleton accessories? Yes, looks awesome. They made wearable claws for Deadpool and everything. I see it even has the spine and the skull with a bit of hair on it. Like, yeah, it's deadly. You've seen that?
Yes, I've seen it. It looks really good. Yeah,
Spenny,
I haven't inquired about it, but it looks really good.
I think Mike or Thrawn's office sent the price list. He got an automated response with all the prices. You can buy like just the claws or just the spine or the whole thing. I think it works out about $200. It's Spenny, but they look chromed up, like.
Yeah.
They look pretty damn good. So Jose, why do you want to talk about this one?
I think it's always been my favorite Black Widow look, her debut look. That scene, is very cool when she, shows up on the scene, starts beating up all those guys. It's always been one of my favorite scenes. So I've always wanted this specific Black Widow in the collection. I never thought they would do, the whole artisan thing. But once they started doing that, one of the things I started thinking about, I'm like, I feel like they're going to do Artisan Black Widow, but I wasn't sure if they were going to do Iron Man 2 or the first Avengers, which I think is probably the most logical one they'll do next, I think. So when I saw this, it was one of that I was like, yeah, I definitely have to get this one. I was messaging the guys. I'm like, hey, if I don't get in the queue, help me out because I want to get it. So I was able to get it, secure it. Mario actually helped me get this one. So got this one, got it. So I do have a Black Widow. It's the one from Civil War, which I've always argued is underrated. The likeness on that one's pretty good. But as I've mentioned before, I most likely will sell that one to make room for this one.
So you're in for this one. And sorry, did you get the deluxe or regular?
I got the one with the accessories.
Exclusive. Yeah, cool. That's from a deleted scene, I think Ian was saying.
That is correct, yes.
Yeah, have you seen the deleted scene, or have you just heard?
Yes, she's not in the suit though. It's at the party, and Tony's like showing her how to use it. And so like he's
right, yeah.
You know, like when you teach a girl how to play pool type of thing.
Oh, right. Yeah,
like
the kind of the cheesy scenes that they have in movies like that. Yeah,
like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When I was in just about maybe I think it was the first week into our trip. Myself and Megan were staying like a hostel, and we got this housemate, this roommate, this Dutch girl come in, and now Megan's words were she's a babe, and they're her words, not mine. But we all went out, like it was about maybe 12 of us went out, and we went to a pool bar called Harry's, and I looked over, and some guy's obviously like chatting this girl up, doing exactly that, doing the cheesy kind of, oh, let me show you how to play pool, like, and I'm just going, oh my god, this guy's a creep. But yeah, so it's just kind of funny, unlocked a memory there for me. But yeah, so you're in on this anyway.
Yes, 100%. I think the likeness to Scarlett Johansson is there 100%. I think it might be the best likeness we've had. Definitely better than a lot of the more recent releases, I think.
Agreed.
The hair looks good.
Yep.
So yeah, proportions, that INART style base with the magnetic base looks good. So a lot of innovation on this figure. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Anyone else? I've believe it or not, actually pre-ordered this. Yeah, got onto Line Rock, put my deposit down. Not that myself and Jose have been through this before. 95% of the stuff in the collection is a triple threat, and then there's ones that's just like the Mark 6. The thing is, I think Iron Man 2 gets a raw deal. Iron Man 1 is the best, but then I hear a lot of people saying Iron Man 3 is like their second best, whereas I think Iron Man 2 is like, is it not like a fantastic, mind-blowing movie? No. Does it have some amazing scenes? Yes. You got the introduction of Black Widow, you've got the Formula 1 scene, you've got the initial God, what's the name of the festival they have at the very start when he jumps out of the plane to AC/DC? Like, that was very, very cool. You've got the kill box scene at the end with War Machine.
Dark Expo.
I mean, there's some fantastic scenes in it, like, you know. Justin Hammer is hilarious, whether you like him or not, you know. But
Elon Musk.
Yeah. But I think I agree with Jose. The hair looks great on this. Stunning separate rolling eyeballs function. You got that kind of like wool hair, artisan, whatever. It just looks incredible. And like, you know, they knew what they were doing. The proportions are correct. Like, in fairness, without being too weird about it, the like the whole Endgame joke with the two Captain Americas, and you know, that's America's ass. Then in the figures, like, whether they're male or female, they often tend to just like, it's like a square almost, nearly. It's not actually proper human proportions. So for this one, they've gone all out. And I really like this base. I'm guessing Ian has this on pre-order.
I actually don't, because I was working in Leon when this came out. I've got an avenue to pick this one up, but I've not secured it just yet. But if I'm honest, I can't remember who it was. Was it Jim or Jose? I would like the Avengers one. But Shane, like you, I actually loved Iron Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
So much about it, and Scarlett Johansson. I mean, this figure, if they nail this like the prototype, what a figure. Amazing.
Mm-hmm. And let's call it as it is. You know, Scarlett Johansson, very, very talented actress. She's also absolutely stunning, and they've captured that in the figure. Like, hats off to the artist. That's amazing. Like, Anyone else who wants to talk about this, or like, has anyone actually dropped the pre-order? Myself and Jose have. What about Jim? Eddie, Phil? Yep. So Jim.
It'd be highly inappropriate if I was to comment on it.
I like that self-restraint. So you think they've done a good job in the likeness then, yeah? Is that what you're saying? Grant?
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
I'm not picking it up, but
I
wouldn't have enough tissue in the house if I picked it up.
Oh, jeez.
Hey.
Phil's clearly seen the movie Under the Skin.
I was about to mention that movie. When I was in school, we had a whole day that was basically about that movie, and the professor was like,
"What a day!"
Phil, Ian is doing really well in this episode, right? And we don't need you. We don't need you coming in there and just rocking the boat, right?
Sorry.
My man.
How much?
Yeah.
How much is this? I can't remember.
I'll find out.
Priceless.
Oh, yeah.
240 or 230 something, I think. 230 something, 240.
Oh, it can't be 230 something. It has to be more than that, surely.
No, Phil, it'd be priceless if that was a
385
live working zipper.
385. Yeah, 385 is 385 seems a bit more artisan like. Right, so we've got Jim. You've dropped the pre-order, and so have I. Ian is he's going to get it. Phil, just not going to go there. Jose, you're in on this as well, yeah?
Yes.
Eddie, any interest?
I like it a lot. I like this look for Black Widow. I do. The Avengers one is good too, but this is the first time we've seen her as Black Widow was right here, and I love that scene. I don't think that this is gonna hold value. I'm playing the long game on it. If I want to pick it up later, I don't think it'll be hard to find.
Right. You think it will
It took a while to sell out, no? It was sat for a minute.
Remember the Joker did. I wasn't sure about
that is correct. There was for like that same day, even after the queue, you could still go in and get it.
Yeah. Oh, what was the controversy with the exclusive had the Iron Man arm, and she'd never had the arm, but I guess it was a deleted scene or something.
Yeah, I think that was just something they threw in. Like, I mean, it's an extra thing, so it doesn't really necessarily have to be screen accurate. Sure, like, didn't they have Mace Windu from, episode 2, or I think it's episode 2, and then they gave him some of the Clone Wars gauntlets, do you know? Yeah. So then you're mixing and matching there, and it's just an extra piece or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I think the artisans probably will hold value, but
I think so.
Time will tell.
But I do think that they're going to do the Avengers version, artisan with the shorter hair, with the different outfit. I definitely think that's happening.
Yeah,
and I think they're going to redo all the Avengers. Like I could see them doing Hulk. They're going to do. Didn't they already do Captain? I mean, they did Captain America already with the Avengers, but Iron Man, they probably did him already too, right? I'm trying to think who else. Hulk, I could see Hulk happening, another Hulk. So I definitely think they're gonna tackle all of them. Artisan Thor, Thor's one that I definitely needs one. So
like, this got me on the strength of how goddamn good the sculpt and the hair and the proportions and everything. It's just as in the strength of the figure. And yeah, look, I do like Iron Man too, and look, it's fair to say Scarlett Johansson is like, MCU royalty now, so yeah, fair. She's earned it. Okay, so Ian, do you want to choose?
So Shane, remind me, because I stepped out for a bit. What have we got left?
We've spoken about the two Wolverines in the middle. We've spoken about Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow. Basically, the middle row is gone. We did Vader as well.
Let's go for Blake Lively.
Blake Lively. Phil, do you need a warning, or is he muted?
Phil, keep your hands up here, man.
Get it up, you.
And right, so why isn't this? I have to change this. All right, okay, share this tab. Here we go. Grand. It's amateur hour here. Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to just? Yeah, you picked it. So what do you have to say about it?
See, for me, it's one of these ones that I really think it's cool. I think it's amazing. It can set a collection. And I think there's going to be an extended cut and scenes that there's a bit more. I love Blake Lively. I think she's phenomenal. But it's one of these ones that this is really cool, but I'm not going to pick it up. I don't think. So, but I really like it. If somebody collects the whole set, that's amazing. But I just don't have that connection to it. Yeah. But man, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what else to say.
They've done a great job with the proportions again.
Listen, this figure's great, and you know, I actually did want to say this looks amazing as a Susan Boyle figure, and F you.
I have to tell the story. So we this came out, whatever date it came out, I think it came out the day before New Zealand, because New Zealand's like 11 hours ahead of Greenwich Mean Time. I got to see it maybe the day before the boys, and absolutely, loved it or whatever. And Ian messaged me and kind of goes, "Look, just what I didn't even want to give my score out of 5 to the group chat. I didn't want to spoil anything, but he messaged, goes, look, give us your score out of 5 and just confirm one thing for me. Who is Lady Deadpool?" Because there was speculation that it was Blake Lively or it was
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. And then there was speculation it could have been his Vanessa. And I was like, Ian, it's like it's the biggest reveal. I kind of went, right, opportunity here. I said, Ian, it's actually the biggest reveal of the whole movie. As in, people were laughing constantly throughout the movie, but this one got the biggest belly laugh from the entire audience. So I really don't want to spoil that for you and the shock factor. And we messaged a few times. He's like, "No, come on. I need to know. I really, really need to know." And I was like, "Okay, are you sure you want me to tell you?" And I was like, "It's completely random. It's actually Susan Boyle." But the way I framed it, he bought it and went back. And then I got a message like 2 days later going, "You arsehole." But like, the humor in Deadpool though, it could be something random that they do. Yeah. I mean, like they had Peter in the Deadpool outfit. It wasn't. That's wouldn't be too far out, but yeah.
But here's the thing, like Lucy knows that I'm a prankster, like having a laugh, and I went, so you'd seen it, the first person that I'd known, and then my mate was doing the midnight showing, and it wasn't until I woke up and I was doing the 10 a.m. showing, I think, and I woke up and my mate and I was Paul, it was like, right, so Susan Boyle went, "What the fuck? Wait, what are you on about?" And I went, but when you told me, I'd said to Lucy, and she's like, "Wow, really? But it's so random that you've picked this. It was so random. It was believable." But after about an hour, I'm going, he's pulling my chain. No. But it's so random. Then, you know that way you're like fighting with yourself. And I said to Lucy, she burst out laughing, saying, "This is believable though, because he wouldn't say this." But
where would I pull that out of? Like,
yeah, because you're just sinister.
Oh, thank you. All the compliments are coming out tonight. Yeah, I'll give my 2 cents on this. I think the figure looks incredible. I think this is one for the diehard Deadpool comic fans and maybe who appreciated this character first in comic book form before they saw it in live, and like that's enough for them to get it for their comic book representation. For me, I remember like thinking, yeah, I'd like to get through this movie just getting the deluxe Deadpool, the gold guns, and the deluxe Wolverine with the yellow suit that we just discussed, because the movie is Deadpool and Wolverine. I think that'll be all the representation. I do like this. The kid pool I could take or leave, but the couch, I would love to, again, going back to just changing up your poses and keeping your collection fresh. It'd be cool to just have the two boys sitting next to each other. You know, preferably, I know we don't have a head sculpt for Deadpool, with the masks on the ground, eating popcorn and watching a little fake 6-scale TV or something like that. Like, the couch is pretty cool, but I've no interest in the kid pool, because I figure if you get the kid pool, then you're like, oh, you may as well get the lady pool and do the family thing. But then again, they're not a family in the movie, like, unless there's some deleted scenes that aren't part of the final cut, and they probably deleted them for some reason. So yeah, no, not for me. Looks great. Anyone else getting this, or anyone else have an opinion that they want to weigh in?
Everyone knows Blake Lively has taken that outfit home and pegged Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my!
Probably. Pegging isn't new for him. It is for Disney, though. Okay.
Apparently,
yeah. So
I do think that it would be obviously more popular had she had an unmasked head sculpt, but I mean that never happened in the movie, so you know I don't really see the purpose.
Yeah, and then like if she had an unmasked head sculpt, and then they didn't do the Blake Lively head sculpt with the artisan hair and stuff like that, that would have just annoyed people, I think. Like, who hasn't chosen yet? Phil?
I'd like to discuss Chewbacca, but we'll go with the Joker.
This one shocked me. This one really shocked me. Like, people on the panel, I've got the INART 4-pack, which is nearly a joke now at this stage. I'm sticking with it, but I think Ian, did you put a deposit down or pre-order the INART 4-pack by any chance, or were you thinking about it? Or
Ian cancelled.
At one stage.
Yeah, so it wasn't widely known until yesterday. So I pre-ordered the 2-pack, and I ordered the Paul Atreides. Disclaimer: nothing against INART, but I made a decision. In fact, it was before you went to New Zealand. I cancelled it, and I took the hit on the NRD on
you
both. You
cancelled the 4-pack in our Jokers.
2-pack from Kit and Paul Atreides direct from INART. I'm just leaving that there. I've made my decision that I'm not going down the INART route, and that was 2 months ago, just over 2 months ago.
So you're not getting any INART figures?
At this moment in time, until some things that I want to see change, or they release something that I just must have. But that would take something special. So that's just my take on it. But on this figure, and it's funny, it's not that I cancelled it after seeing this. I'm not in that camp, and anybody that does that, that's fine. I'm quite happy with what I've done, and then when the next movie comes out, I'll make a decision. I might pick this up. It looks great. The tailoring isn't as good as INART from what we see, but the studio set with the sign is what makes this one pop for me.
I completely agree with you on that.
But that's the wow.
Yeah,
wow.
That's the selling point there.
Yeah.
INART have a pretty amazing looking set as well. They have the curtain, but the difference is the curtain is kind of, I think from what I remember, on the other side. And the kind of studio, I think the paneling is on one side. I can't really remember, but I don't think it says Murray Franklin show on it.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's not got it. And that's what makes this. It's the signage that makes this scene, in my opinion.
The diorama is part of the the pull factor, the selling point there. Yeah, I agree. I've kept I was shocked to see them do this, and obviously INART were saying like, in order for them to do it, the company was saying, Warner Brothers was saying that it has to be kind of higher end for whatever reason, and has to be 1,000, which is kind of has backfired on them now, what I understand. But I think if you look at the small print on this, apparently this is branded Joker 2 Folly of Dew or whatever. So maybe they have the license for the second one, and this is from a flashback scene from their first one. I don't know. Looking forward to seeing the movie. Yeah, not picking this up. Have the 4-pack on order. Mad as I am, I'm going to commit to that. I don't expect to have it before I turn 50, but whenever it does, hopefully it turns out well. Is anyone else dropping pre-order in this? I'd say Jim has. So
No.
Jose has. No.
Me.
No, I've got INART.
You don't like happy family films? No. Films. You don't like good old fashioned comedies, wholesome. No, not a fan, Jim.
No, not me. Definitely not.
Yeah, you didn't like the movie. In serious note.
Do you know what? Actually, in all seriousness, I loved that film. I thought it was fantastic. It's one of my favorite DC films out there. And I know that's saying a lot. For this figure, I really like it. I much prefer the diorama base. Do you know what gets me the most? It's that applause sign. I love that applause sign. I wish INART had that. It lights up and everything.
And it looks kind of retro with the lettering as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That just, I don't know, it stands out to me. It's a weird thing. But no, I've got INART on pre-order. I prefer the look of that actual figure to this. I only got the 2-pack though. I didn't go for the 4-pack.
Oh, sorry. I thought like you were going to go down the route of like, yeah, look, the movie's good, but I don't need any representation of you. You actually have invested in the 2-pack.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah,
good stuff.
I love the film. Looking forward to the sequel.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm not looking forward to? The shit show when they're both released and people in the Facebook groups are killing each other, abusing each other over which one is better, which one is which one wins. Like remember the INART Batman versus Hot Toys.
Both.
Hot Toys, yeah. Remember the Hot Toys versus INART fiasco for the Batman?
At least everyone that had the Hot Toys one has their Hot Toys one. Is what I'll say to that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Still waiting on my INART Batman.
I think we all are, man.
Fair. Yeah.
We're not on that influencer batch, so
maybe don't. Maybe they don't make it to release on that, which I don't want that to be the case. Yeah, because I'm interested in picking up one of those INART Pattinson rooted single packs, and I have Paul on order, Superman on order.
Me too.
4-pack. I've only paid deposits on them, but like, it's kind of been radio silence for them for a while, hasn't it?
yes.
I think they're rethinking some things.
Yeah, that is true.
Need to stop thinking and start making. Eddie,
I mean, this was a big statement.
Sorry, yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah,
They're making dioramas, rock dioramas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but sure, anyone with a 3D
Buy the
printer could
detonator for
probably make that.
$20 on our website.
I have your detonator actually, Ian. I picked up one of those. Yeah. So
And Royal Mail has your videos.
oh, good stuff. Just to be clear, these are the Mandalorian 4K. Get your minds out of the gutter. These are the Mandalorian 4K. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Moose, I am not putting that on the screen. I really appreciate the super chat, but I am not putting that on the screen. Yeah. The algorithm. Yeah.
Oh, Michael, man.
Moose, I love you, and I do appreciate the super chat, but like, no. Come on, man. Come on. You're killing me here.
That's one way to play.
Yeah. So, anyone else have something to say about this Artisan Hot Toys Joker?
I got it. I got it on order. Actually, for the longest time, because I did want a representation in the collection, but I didn't want to commit to the 2-pack. A 4-pack was going to be too much for me, but I thought about the 2-pack for INART, but I didn't want Arthur Fleck. I was like, I really just wanted the red suit. That's all I wanted. So I ended up passing, and I was kind of just okay with not having it, and then this happened, so good for me.
Yeah, fair. Eddie, did you ever pull the trigger on that 4-pack, or?
Yeah, I have the 4-pack on order.
And you're sticking with it?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. In my opinion, all the INART figures that have come out have always been better than their Hot Toy counterparts, so I don't think this will be any different. I do understand the argument of, I think this looks good, and I think that if you just want one, this is probably the best option.
And that's a fair point as well. Like, and that like I tend to agree with you.
Yeah.
But like you're commenting on the figures, you're not making any like personal attacks over someone who prefers the Hot Toys over the INART or the INART over the Hot Toys. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the stuff we saw online was just like, oh.
I mean, I do hate those people, and I think that they are wrong, and they should probably go crawl in a hole and die. But yeah, I don't need to comment on the. I'm just kidding, man. I don't really give a shit what you buy. You get what you want, you know. I will be strongly worded on what I think, but I think it looks great. Sure. I'm not a big diorama guy. Like, I think the diorama is cool, but honestly, I could care less about it. So I just want the figure and to be able to pose it in a badass way. And I love the movie so much that I would love to have all 4 representations, different representations.
Yeah, I like that. The idea of his story, you know, like having your Arthur Fleck, and then having him like working with, you know, the spinning sign clown with the huge shoes, like, and people are making jokes that that's the one that's going to be parted out the most, and yeah, maybe so, but I still think that's a pretty cool, you know, look. And then having, of course, the dancing scene, and then finally the red suit. Like, there's a lot to like there's a lot to like about that. Like, you know, there's a lot there. Expensive, definitely.
Yeah.
We'll be waiting for it. Absolutely. But yeah, still pretty cool. I suppose back to you, Eddie. Like, is there, unless someone has something else to add on about the Joker, Eddie, you can pick. What are you keen to talk about?
I'm surprised we made it this long with no one wanting to talk about Chewie. We have like how many Star Wars fans on this panel, and no one's wanted to. What the hell's going on here? I expect more from you guys.
Crazy.
Bill was gonna pick it, then he changed his mind.
I have my reasons.
Yeah, Ladypool was one of them, I'd say.
Wow.
Is that what you want to talk about?
That's the only other one that I think is, well, I guess Grievous too, but I think out of all these, Chewie's one of the more shocking and cool releases.
Did you do you have any interest in that the Deadpool that they released, or?
I do, and it looks good. I kind of figured people were over the Deadpool and Wolverine thing, so I was leaving that to someone else to choose.
I might actually pick that one at some stage. So yeah, Phil, Chewie. Okay, go on. What do you think? What do you think, Eddie?
I think it's amazing. I think it's the best one so far. I know people like the A New Hope one. I've never seen it in person. I've only seen the images of it online and on Sideshow, and I don't like it a lot. This is the best one I think so far, as long as it comes out like this. So I think it's really cool, and I still have Han on pre-order, so I am definitely very tempted to get him to go with Han. I know they're different movies. That doesn't really bother me because I don't notice the minute details and the differences of the movies, so it's cool. And I think that doing this version of Chewie to be able to throw in C-3PO just as more accessories is really cool, and I like that you can have 2 different ways to display him. And I didn't even know that the head sculpt was wool until someone mentioned it on the stream, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I thought it looked good. Even I know it's only wool on the head, but it all looks like the same kind of material and stuff to me, so it looks really good. I think I do think I see the memes and stuff, and I think if you compare it closely to too closely to the movie, obviously there's differences, but I think it's very well done, and honestly I think it's the best we could have hoped for from Hot Toys, so it looks good.
Cool. I'm guessing. I'm going to go through the panel and just guess if people are getting. You don't, Moose. You don't.
Was that for Pornhub or for you? I don't know.
That was the 5. No, that's for him. That's for him. I think he's busy with his phone at the moment. But I do appreciate the $5. I'm not reading that. Ian, I'm going to go through the panel and I'm going to guess. I'm guessing you're getting this, Ian. I'm getting
100%, and I have the New Hope one. I don't know if anybody else on the panel has the New Hope. Is it?
Right here, New Hope.
Oh, it looks more like The Force Awakens.
No.
It's maybe how you've combed Bigfoot there. Oh, come on, I'm joking.
He brought it on himself.
But yeah, I'm Shane. This I can tell you right now. Going by the photos and the New Hope, I actually really still like the New Hope Chewie. The Force Awakens one, no, that's a big drop off. This is exceptional. It's Empire Strikes Back, the #1 Star Wars movie, in my opinion.
I agree.
Must have.
What does Eddie think about that statement? Eddie, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? I think you're a Return to Jedi man. Right?
You can't. You're not gonna like my choice, dude.
You're Revenge of the Sith.
Probably no. It's probably Attack of the Clones.
They got you at the right age, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But the thing is, I like that. I like when people are like, "No, this is my opinion. I'm sticking to it." And, you know, that's fine. So that's what I like. I thought you'd be an Empire man. Phil, I'm guessing you're interested in this.
Yeah, like Ian, 100%. Phenomenal figure. Chuffed that it comes with the C-3PO.
Yeah.
But going back to my comment earlier, probably because of recency bias, I'd love to have the Wolverine now over this, because I know Han is not coming out until early next year. But yeah, I can't wait to get this. But I'm happy to wait because I don't have a Han.
Yeah, and you see, I haven't ordered Return to Jedi Han. And now that, like, you know, there was the whole, Harrison Ford broke a hot toy on some American TV show. Harrison Ford hates Star Wars. Harrison Ford is cranky. He's really awkward about his license. He's really awkward about his likeness. I feel that, I know some random collector or YouTuber just said that. And then everyone else hear someone say that years ago and just started like regurgitating over and over and over again until everyone believed that was it. And then you get Return to Jedi Han announced. So like there's a strong possibility that now the Han floodgates are going to open up, like. So I reckon a Bespin Han is now suddenly not a pipe dream. I think that's a realistic thing. I'm going to wait until the same thing I did with the C-3PO. When I saw the Attack of the Clones C-3PO came out, knowing that I don't collect prequels and it wasn't C-3PO I wanted, I was like, right, I'm going to wait. And then people were saying, oh man, you want to take this now, they might do this again. Whereas I was like, well, they have the bones of the R&D done. And also I don't collect prequels, so I'm going to wait. And if it doesn't happen, then I won't have a C-3PO. Just the way my mind works. And then they announced the C-3PO from original trilogy, Happy Days. So I'm waiting on the same thing with R2, and people are saying the same thing. But eventually, in long enough timeline, everything gets remade or made. But Bespin Han is like, either way, I'm going to get a Han. If it's Return to Jedi, fine. But I'm hoping in the meantime, before Return to Jedi gets released, that they announce a Bespin Han. I can go, right, because I only want one, and that would go kind of well with this. But yeah, so Ian's in. Sorry, go on, Phil. Sorry.
I was going to say, without the sort of Return of the Jedi long coat, underneath, isn't that what he had when he went into the carbon freezing chamber? The waistcoat and the... I think it was only the overcoat, wasn't it? That
white shirt. Yeah.
Wasn't I thought he kind of had, maybe I'm misremembering. I think it was like a long sleeve white t-shirt type thing, and then the black waistcoat over it. Is that right? And they had
in which movie?
The pants the pants with the kind of little markings along the side.
So the pants are brown with the little yellow markings, I believe.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
And he wears those in Empire, and then he also wears them, I believe, in Jedi. But in Jedi, he's wearing the black vest and then the overcoat, versus in obviously in Bespin, he's wearing the blue jacket.
Yeah, not bad. Either way, he's not wearing the overcoat when I display him with Chewie.
Right.
Do we think that they're setting a precedent with this figure, Chewie and C-3PO, that they'll do something with Bespin Han? It'll be Bespin Han plus something.
Like
because
carbon freezing chamber or something.
Yeah, so I've got the Sideshow one, the carbon. I absolutely love that. I've got that with Boba Fett. It's one of my favourite pieces. I think they'll do something with that. It seems obvious to me. And I'm of the opinion that there's not a licence issue because everybody signed everything over to George Lucas. The later stuff of Harrison Ford, yeah. But the original trilogy? That's Lucasfilm.
What, as in like that you're going to see more hands or you're not?
Oh, I believe that we will.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know why, because is it Howard from Hot Toys? I really don't know, but I don't think there's a likeness issue. I genuinely don't believe that. So I think it's more about what they want to produce, in my opinion.
A hot toy.
Yeah, and now that they've done the Return of the Jedi, something else will come out. I believe that if looking at trends next year, they'll do a Bespin Han, but it won't be a single figure. It must be with something else, I think.
Maybe they'll do their own version of Bespin Han, and then also the frozen and carbonite version, kind of like what Sideshow did.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think they'll do Hoth, Han, and Luke next.
But
yeah,
see with the
you know
USB,
what? That's a good thing, Eddie, because that you brought that up, because wasn't the Sideshow figure the Hoth version? You had the Hoth outfit on top of the Bespin outfit. Anyone who has that Han Solo might know. But the Sideshow version, a lot of people started using that to part it and make custom Bespin Hans, because they had underneath the snowsuit, they had the blue jacket and the pants and everything. It was just the coat over it.
What about a Bespin Han with an USB LED diorama carbonite that kind of glows?
Yeah,
that's the transition phase, right? Something will come different, I believe.
I don't know, man. I'm going to be saving for all that scum and villainy line. What are their names again?
Walrus Man.
I had a moment of absolute madness and ordered this from Sideshow. Like, just stupid. Jim, tell him why that's stupid. For us.
Those custom fees, man. Ouch.
I just don't do it. It's the only active order I have on Sideshow. I don't even have points or anything. The Chrome Mando there was like an accumulation of loads of points from ordering things from years ago before I started buying from Lion Rock, where I don't get stung for customs, and that's enough of a saving for me. And they usually give me good deals, free shipping as well. There's no comparison. Like, it's, you know, you wait a bit. Sometimes you actually don't wait a bit longer. Sometimes you get them quicker than Sideshow as well. But like this here, it was kind of normally when something's at a con, you know, when they do that coming soon, they show something at a con, then you'll get an email going, "Oh, Chewbacca that was shown the con, RSVP." Like, I RSVP'd for that Batman computer that never turned up. So I click and I RSVP anyway, just so that when it does go live, I get that kind of, here, do you want to buy this? And I know if it's, at least it's coming, and then I go source somewhere else. But I just kind of like, it was early in the morning. I woke up with jet lag, and I woke up and I was like, I clicked it, and then instead of like bring me to some like coming soon page, it was like, oh, this is actually live now. Because literally, as soon as it dropped on Facebook, I got that email at the same time, and it was ready to. I was, you know what? I'm just gonna lock this in. But I
got trigger happy.
Waited. Yeah, stupid. And now I'm like, I'm not gonna cancel, lose my 40. I don't know. Maybe I.
I mean, you keep it, and then if it gets delayed, there's an opportunity there. But
like we were thinking, and if not, maybe I get it and get one from Line Rock anyway, and then do a giveaway or something like that, or I don't know.
Yeah.
A very out of character purchase, put it that way. I was delirious. I blame jet lag. Moose says, Besman Han and Ugnaught 2-pack freezing chamber. Yeah, I think people are getting bored with that. We need a legit European distributor. Yeah, because if I
game changer if they did that.
Yep. Yeah, if where there's, we don't have to pay customs. Like, I think Europeans would be happy without paying customs. If we got the same sideshow prices that were just converted to euro, we'd probably get slightly cheaper shipping, because like 40 or a standard hot toy costs anywhere between $40 and $50 to ship from sideshow to Ireland, UK, Europe. I'm not sure what that is. So I think people would be happy just avoiding customs. And in the EU, you could do that. Like, people go on about like supporting your brick and mortar stores. No, because if I go into Dublin and I go to Forbidden Planet, fine, I know Forbidden Planet is not a mom and pop store, but Forbidden Planet, even though it's a franchise, a chain, it's in Dublin. Dublin is one of the most expensive places to buy, one of the most expensive places to rent property. So they're taking these figures in that they've already paid customs on, and they're tacking on another 30%. Like, so it's absolutely scandalous. So any price that, imagine the price of an Iron Man, $400. For me to buy that from Sideshow, $400 plus $50 shipping, because they're kind of bigger boxes or heavier die-cast ones. Add on 30% to that, and then Forbidden Planet in Dublin adds on another 30%. So you could be talking like $650 for bloody Iron Man. It's a romantic, support your local. No, I don't. I get paid. I look after myself. Like, that's nonsense. Like, I mean, fair enough, you go into a mom and pop shop and you see an absolute banger deal. Yeah, support all you like. But I mean, I don't know. Like, it is business at the end of the day. Maybe that's kind of cold, but
yeah, I mean, my local comic book shop has the Endgame Nebula. Like, it's been in there for years, and they're still pricing it at about £280.
You can get that brand new for $150 if you look around, and that's a decent figure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but Batman from Hot Toys $550.
Yeah, and at the same time though, I understand why they have to do it, because they're like, we have to pay our staff, we have to pay our rent, and their margins are probably shocking. And a lot of those shops, COVID probably did destroy a lot of those shops. So I get it, like, but are you going to go, you know what, I'm going to go in, I'm going to walk in. The only advantage is you get to take it home that day, you don't have to wait.
Yes.
So if I happen to be in Dublin, I'm like, I'm sorry, but I still couldn't do it. Like, I couldn't go, I'm going to buy that Iron Man for $650, whereas I can get onto Lion Rock and get it for like $350. It's just a no-brainer in this economic climate. Or even if it was a bloody, not a recession, even if it was like the good times, just because you have the money doesn't mean you should spend the money. Like, a millionaire doesn't go, I'm going to spend €20 on a loaf of bread. You buy what you think it's worth. Like,
and Shane, see, Forbidden Planet, they have to still get stuff through Sideshow, and that's so. Why,
because they're a North American European distributor.
So it's double expensive. Tax. So when people talk about the scum and villainy being expensive, $280 for that figures to me is not expensive at Sideshow, because I've got other figures, Beetlejuice and David from Lost Boys. David from Lost Boys is $290. And yeah, it's expensive. And it's more expensive for us guys overseas, because we've got, so like Walrus Man or that is $396 for me shipped when it comes home. That's expensive, right?
Yep, let's do this. Welcome to Matt's. $280 for your Greedo. To get it to Ireland or the UK, minimum $40. To import it into Ireland, so I absolutely made a mistake there. 280 plus 40. Okay, right. Sorry, it's been a long day. We'll try that again. 280 plus 40. You got your 320. Multiply by 1.3 because you're going to add on 30%. $416. Greedo, not worth that. But don't forget Grievous. Don't forget what they did with the Clone Wars, Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Here's the thing though, Shane, devil's advocate, right? Jose knows my opinion on this because he's seen my rant. 14 years ago, Greedo was released by Sideshow, and it's going for $700, $800, $900, and it is garbage. So, and people are making comments about Hot Toys doing these scum and villainy figures. They're not going to do these figures, never. And clip this someday. They're never going to do this, ever.
Eddie's like, you're playing with fire there, man. You're playing with fire there. I kind of tend to agree with you. I don't think they're going to do them, but I don't think they're worth. Do you know what? They're worth it for the person who is a diehard Star Wars fan and a completionist, and they want to get a Greedo, and they see him for $500-$600, the ones they previously released, and they're like, okay, they're doing a new one. Hopefully it'll be better, and even if it's the same thing, I'm not paying $500 or $600 for it. Do you know what I mean?
Here's the thing: is what something's worth is only what someone else is willing to pay for it, right? So I gave example before when I talked about this. My childhood was the Star Wars original figures.
And your childhood was in the 1800s, man. Come on.
Exactly. I'm like I'm like Tom Cruise. I'm like a vampire, man. Look at me. So
I don't know. I think you're rocking that shirt. I think it was good.
But
I found the polo shirt.
But the whole thing with that on the figures, Star Wars for me was the main characters, but they built. See, I come from the Jim Henson kind of creativity, that whole thing. The background characters on the original trilogy stands out for me. It helped build depth. So when I was a kid, I had the main figures and I had the background figures. And Shane, Walrus Man, Panda Boba, whatever, Walrus Man, these characters were released before Boba Fett. A year, 2 years before, right? But so there's certain things for me that it stands out. I'm excited about this, and it, you can't listen. I said it before. People paid $200 for a light up shampoo bottle, Darth Maul. $80 more for a figure that I guarantee you people will chase in years to come, because the iconic Sideshow figures go for big bucks. Mm-hmm. And I can prove it because I've got numerous Sideshow figures that I could sell tomorrow for big bucks.
I think, like, again, I see your point of view on it. I just full transparency, if these were Hot Toys and the quality was better and they were weathered better and the bodies were great and they were $200 each, I still wouldn't get them, because that's just not how I collect. I love Deadpool and Wolverine, but I'm more than likely going to get Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm not going to get the kid pool, the couch, or an 80 pool. Just not how I collect. But I get it for... I get where you're coming from.
And that's the key point, because that's how you collect. So I've seen some YouTube videos talking about comparing to a clone thing and all these accessories. See, to be honest, I've got so many figures that I don't use the accessories and I don't collect clones. So if a figure is $260 to something that I really want at $280, what's more important to me? Of course it's going to be that, right? So I don't think you can pigeonhole and say, where on earth is Sideshow doing this? Last year, David from Lost Boys, $290. It's coming home. But that was last year. It's not anything new. Do I think it's expensive? Yeah. But do I think a light up shampoo bottle at $200 is expensive? Yeah, because it's a $40 product. So,
but then if you do look at it, $280 for your Ponda Baba, and that
Walrus Man.
Okay, that Revan is incredible, and it's $270. Do you know what I mean?
Listen,
so would it be right? Would it be right? And it's the nostalgia,
yeah,
that people will pay for.
Oh, for me, it's an emotional attachment, absolutely. And the original trilogy stands out from anything else because, like you, I buy the main characters and certain stuff apart from original trilogy. See that figure there, Death Star Gunner, right? That's rare. That's going for $1,000 to $1,500. Would I pay for that right now? No.
Sell it.
No, but I wouldn't do it. But for some people, they'll pay it because I'm not a completionist, but I've got it and I'm happy. It's whatever's. In fact, I'll even go off. Let me do this because I like going geek. Megalodon tooth, right?
Is that a stapler? I can't see what you're holding.
It's a 3 million years old Megalodon tooth. I like sharks, so.
Nah, man, I think that was put there to test your fate. The Earth's flat. Everyone knows that. The Earth was 2,000 years old.
Is that what you? Is that what you keep?
I knew it, Eddie. That was Freddy.
I was here 3,000 years ago, Gandalf. Right?
Oh god.
But great white shark. These things. I paid $600 for this. But
man, I 3D print that shit for you for a tenner. Zach, get on to Zach's Wonderland.
This is Bruce Jaws, right? But
I'm joking.
It's what's important to a person, right?
Yeah.
We collect. I mentioned yesterday on Collector's Lounge the Boba Fett original Kenner figure that had the
firing rocket pack thing.
The rocket launcher where a kid choked. It sold for $1 million.
That's insane, man.
Right? Would I, if I had $1 million? No, but for someday that's that. So we're in the collectibles environment, and I think everybody focuses on 2.0. See, in 40 or 50 years, it's the original stuff that's going to be more valuable.
The thing for me though is it driving markets though, because I love those Scum and Villainy, but for that price, there's no weathering. The tailoring's not fantastic. But I love the OT, and I'd love to have those figures. And I think it was on Jeddah's stream the other day. He said if you were all in for, I think it's 11 or 12 figures, you're talking over $4,000.
And I agree. Is it the price I want? No. But nobody else is going to make that.
No,
Conversely, how many shit Batman figures have we got that every single one of them we pay premium bucks for, and we've got to upgrade them?
Yeah, I get
every single Batman
that was an excellent
figure,
point that he had.
Every single Batman figure is a piece of shit. It really
that's
is.
Not true. That's not true.
Okay,
take for example.
We have to.
The DX19 is not perfect, but it's not a piece of shit.
66 Batman is the one that's more accurate than
But surely
in
those circumstances, though, you're not getting what you're paying for because they changed it from the prototype.
But also, I think there's a stretch. Like, say, the DX19, and just top of my head, it is not a piece of shit, but it has its issues. The cape's not great. The articulation's not great. But overall, it's a good figure. The Batman Begins 2.0, fair. You had to get the Jackson shoe. You had to get the Jackson cape or OT cape. That's a fair point. Even the new Keaton one, the texture and the face plates or whatever. But it's not a piece of shit, though. I think that's a stretch. A bit of a stretch.
We have to add more to those figures. Like every single Batman figure, it's either a custom cowl or mouth plates or custom cape or so on and so forth. All these additional things that we have to buy to make them how they should be out of the box.
But I think you could argue people are more passionate about Batman, the main character, the kind of cornerstone of DC, than they are about Walrus Man. Or, you know what I mean? I think that's a fair point.
That's because over the years, people have become more enamored with hype than they have about actual, like, beloved things that started it all. Like he said, like the Jim Henson, the backgrounds, the puppet stuff. The people also will pay for that DX19 because it's Batman, and just because it's Bale, and just because everybody wants it. I understand what Ian's saying about, like, this is $280, but it's also something that will never get made, as opposed to the 5th Bale Batman that we're gonna get in a different color with the same. It's the same Batman we got re-released, you know.
Yeah.
So like, in that aspect, they could have afforded to charge less for it, but they charged way more. So even though you're getting more with it, at the same time you're overpaying, you know.
And here's the thing: the Batman figure. Where I said crap, and I've got a lot of Batman figures that I love, but you've had to upgrade them, and we're at 3.0s, and they're still not good, and you're spending more on it. 3.0s. Even the Justice League tech suit. Jeez, I mean, come on. Batman is Hot Toys. That's their biggest failing, as far as I'm concerned.
I just don't see it like that. I know that, say, like I said, same points I'm going over to. The DX19 or even the new Keaton Batman, I definitely wouldn't describe them as a piece of shit. They're not perfect. But I disagree with you on that point, personally.
Batman Begins 2.0.
I agree with you on that one. That's a piece of shit. You literally have to, because I remember with the DX19, the cape was better than the DX12 and 02, but you could just manipulate it and it actually looks quite well. The stock cape. However, when I got a Jackson cape, it was like, okay, that elevates it so much better. But that's just like one point. Like, there's way more positives about the figure than there is negative. And we nitpick through every different thing because it's that trilogy or that character that you love, and we do want it pristine. The Batman Begins 2.0, that was awful. I reviewed it, it was awful. Am I happy now that I got that matte body and put the money into it to make it look the way it is? Yeah. But would I have done that for like a Scarecrow? No way.
It's also different generations. So.
That's true. But I think I get what Ian's saying, and I think X-Men Supreme kind of similar to one of the points Ian made. Like, if Ian's right and Hot Toys don't do them, if you want to get those Cantinas aliens, it's the only show in town unless you're going custom and paying $2,000.
Or the eBay prices.
Yeah.
I do think Hot Toys will do a Greedo. I don't think you'll get those other ones, but I do think they'll do Greedo at some point.
Mark Tech agrees that they're going to hold value for sure and go crazy in the aftermarket down the line. The others, not so sure about. Eddie is having the time of his life. Oh, Eddie got a few.
It's because I have a lot of friends that are older, and we always have these conversations, so I can see both sides. It's like I just like that Ian is a man of conviction and likes to look at things from a different perspective, because I agree with him. And it's some of the points that I'd like to make on streams, but also I don't have the patience to deal with these collectors, man. I'll just let them have their fun and say it's overpriced, and like, yeah, I get why you say that, but also if you take the time to go into it, I understand those points too. So it's a good conversation to have.
Mm-hmm. And is it the case that when you love something, you're willing to pay a little bit more?
100%. That's another reason why I'm like, I love the passion behind it, and because, I'm a Batman Forever and Batman and Robin guy, so I'll argue for those all the time.
Yeah, he doesn't like RoboCop, but he likes Batman. What you gonna do?
And Shane, this is a collection community, right? So it could be like Van Gogh. There's his Sunflower. Would you pay all those millions for that? Me? No. But it's only, something's only worth what someone else is willing to pay for it.
Yeah. Price is what you pay, the value is what you get.
Yeah, and I love the different, it's the client. I don't like your figure's shit, or it's like looking at somebody's newborn baby and saying they're ugly. You don't do that. You're not going to
think it. You just think it.
Yeah.
You say it to your friends behind your behind their back.
Unless you've got no filter.
Yeah.
But I think that these discussions are good when it's like light-hearted and all that stuff. I'm passionate about these scum and villainy because it means something to me. Yeah. And I can relate it to something, but everything else IP-wise, I'm like, yeah, it's the main characters, but this one's different. But hey, listen, would I like Hot Toys to do these figures? Yeah, of course I would. But they ain't going to do it, and people thinking they're going to do it. It's not going to happen. It's not the Clone Troopers or anything like that.
I really enjoyed that conversation. It's a good side tangent worth having.
I've seen those sunflowers, by the way, Ian. They're pretty nice.
What's that?
I saw them at the Van Gogh Museum.
Oh, cool.
Nerd.
Hey, the man's culture. Give him a break. So back to the Chewie, just before we wrap up on the Chewie, is anyone in the panel just like no interest, not getting it?
On which one?
Chewie. Anyone have no interest, not getting it? Okay, so
I'm undecided on if I'm going to pick it up.
I think I will, even though I have this one, The New Hope. But I think I might. Like I said, I don't double up with Marvel characters, but Star Wars sometimes. This one, it's nice. But it's already peeling from the satchel. So I keep him in the Falcon cockpit, and he looks good there. But I might want another one for the other Han. So
cool. Okay. On that then, Jose, you're talking. Anything else here you want to talk about there?
Let's talk about that Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think this is one that I think I'm going to pull the trigger on this one.
Yeah, I brought him up because I saw your video and you were mentioning you were considering it. So you at one point you had what, like 8 Spider-Mans, and now how many are you going to have with this one?
No, at one point I was on track to have 8 Spider-Mans, and I had to go, okay, what is more important here? And I made some, I think, good decisions because I got rid of what I call the oil change Spider-Man, that battling version, and an upgraded suit, and I got rid of the Iron Spider. And the ironic thing is, that is actually one of my favorite suits. But after a while looking at it, I was like, every time you pose it, it would crease in a new place. I thought the proportions were off as well. And I was like, they can do better on this. But I didn't think they'd actually go and announce what they did. And definitely didn't think it was going to be artisan. And like, even if you put the artisan away, I'm just going to show this. Just if you take the artisan out of it, right? And just have a look at... Just have a look at this. Right. So forget the art thing. Yeah, hair looks great. Super. You've got the separate rolling eyeballs function. Right. Kind of standard and everything. But then you've got like improved proportions on the body, and the pincers they're bigger and more true scale. Then you have, like, they're more screen accurate. Then you've got magnetically attached pincers, so they're not plug-in like the 1.0 of this was, because that was kind of getting a bit like almost crude or something. I don't know. I'm curious to see how these magnets would actually attach on, and if they're going to be strong enough. And then this is the big one here now for me. That all LED light up points are powered by USB. And I haven't even got onto the fact that it comes with the nano gauntlet, and I really like the inclusion of Mjolnir with the web already attached as well. Like, I'm very impressed by that. And I do have an end game display, and this would just make sense. So I haven't put a pre-order down. I like the kind of rocky base as well. Yeah, this is, yeah, and it's my Spider-Man as well. And this suit gets the most screen time, I believe, out of all the Tom Holland suits. In Infinity War, some epic scenes in Infinity War. This one he gets dusted. Returns in Endgame. He uses it in Far From Home, and then he's got that epic battle between Doc Ock. So just on your point, I'm glad you brought it up about the on track to get 8 Spider-Mans. We all have to make decisions every now and then. We all change our mind every now and then. And I originally wanted, 'cause I love No Way Home, but I'm not a Tobey fan. I'm not an Andrew fan. I'm a Tom Holland fan, but I really liked the boys and collectively what they did in No Way Home. And I was always like, I want the integrated Tobey and Andrew all together. I got the Tobey, and I really didn't like it. And Andrew as well is not particularly great either. So I've actually changed my mind on that. And I'm not going to buy the Android. I had no pre-order down. I had no pre-order down the integrated either because I was kind of waiting. I did get the Tobey, but I'm selling the Tobey. So there's 3 that I don't have to get now. So then what do I pair Doc Ock with? Well, this would be just perfect, you know? And I just think that's a better figure than, I think it will turn out better than the Andrew and the Tobey. But what do I know? Maybe I'm wrong. But your point is we reserve our right to change your mind, you know?
Sure.
Yeah, and I had those figures ordered, and I did commit to the Tobey, even though the initial reviews I was like, I'm skeptical here, and then when it turned up,
yeah, he's kind of simple, right? He's kind of just there.
Yeah,
with that Tobey figure. I think this figure is pretty cool.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I think this figure is pretty cool. He's not my Spider-Man. It's not my favorite suit. But I do like it. I think it's interesting that they're doing short hair characters for Artisan. I think that means that, you know, it's just a matter of time before they start doing the Artisan Tony Stark's Iron Mans. Start reissuing more Iron Mans as Artisans. I could definitely see that. I think the sculpted is just as pretty, like it's pretty good. Like if you did not get the Artisan, I think you're solid. I think it looks really good with this version. So if you don't get the Artisan, I don't think you're kind of settling for the sculpted. I think the sculpted is pretty good, and I do like the kind of like the battle effects, or you know, whatever's on the sculpt. So I do like the bruising and all that. It's something different, so I like it.
Yeah, I really like it. And it's just a case of, do I go sculpted or artisan? It will be putting into the end game display, but then again, I can take it out and maybe put it in the cube next to Doc Ock.
People were mentioning that, like, if you might be able to change the head sculpt and put it on the red and blue final swing suit, and see how, like, if it's compatible.
I don't like doing that. I don't know. I sometimes I just feel like either, because that head is made for that particular body and character, and sometimes I feel like the neck is like too long or too short, or maybe the head is slightly too big or too small. I know they're all 6 scale, but
that's true.
Sometimes it works, but I just don't particularly.
I feel like this one would work with the integrated suit. You know how, like, at the end he's supposed to be battle damaged at the end of that fight when he's fighting Goblin and all that. So this head sculpt where he's got the bruises on that might work. It's a better, more up-to-date sculpt than the one that came with the integrated suit, which was like the same one they were using for the previous Spider-Man releases. So I don't know, it might work. I'm not sure how compatible, because the way that they're doing these rolling eyeballs with that function that they're with the clip and all that, you've seen it, Shane, with the new red and blue suit. Some of them are not great, so I don't know how compatible they would be. So it might deter people from doing that, but it's an interesting idea.
Yeah, no, I agree. Did you go for this one, or
not me? No, not for this one.
Not for you. Anyone else on the panel drop pre-order on this, or have any interest, or you spidered out?
Shane, I'm actually going to give away some Spider-Man figures, and this one it'll be sculpted though. I'm collecting certain things. I'll drop down to 5. I think I've got about 12 Spider-Man figures, and I've decided it's my favourite character in Marvel, but a lot of the figures that I've got I'm disappointed with. I.e. Andrew Garfield. That figure's horrific.
Just in case you haven't noticed, I've cancelled Moose Stream now. So now he's muting out all his swear words, so thank you. Appreciate that. That was quite funny. Yeah. So do you reckon you're gonna offload some Spider-Man and get this, or what?
Yeah, I've got quite a few. I'll sell a couple. I've got a couple of people that I'll give them to. I've got a number of figures and boxes. It's just where my head's at. I'm going from the homemade suit to certain things, and funnily enough, they're all Tom Holland. The other stuff's I'm not a fan of. I feel like I've slated Hot Toys Batman. I would go on another rant with some Spider-Man figures. So let's not do that.
Anyone else keen on this, or do you want to move on? Cool.
Next topic, I guess.
Yeah. Anyone want to shout out? I think we're more or less done now. What's left? Grievous.
Come on, Shane.
Okay.
Come on, Shane.
Grievous. Who's getting Grievous? Jose, you're definitely getting Grievous, aren't you? No?
No, not me. Mm-mm.
Eddie?
I don't think so.
Is anyone on the panel getting Grievous?
Nope. I don't think so.
Yeah, Ian just messaged
I'm
in the
definitely
private chat. He's got to tip off. Sorry, Jim. Go on, yet.
I'm definitely getting Grievous. Looking forward to that one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Definitely looks better when what Sideshow produced, right?
I was so close to picking up the Sideshow not too long ago, but then they announced it, so I'm glad that I held off on that, because hopefully just the R&D on this will be a lot better, and he will actually hold a pose. So we'll see.
Yeah. That was the issue, I think, with the Sideshow, wasn't it? It was pretty loose.
Flimsy, wouldn't hold the pose. The hands were, I saw a video where someone was spitting the hand. It was just going
I think I saw that.
like helicopter.
Funny. That is funny. Yeah, no, I don't collect prequels. I'm not getting it, but I can see why everyone's hyped for this. Anything else you want to chat about, or with the Grievous?
No, I mean it's nice that they finally did it. I know a lot of people were waiting on it. The die-cast pieces will certainly give it some weight, so that way it's not trembling down like that Sideshow version. So yeah, I mean, it looks cool. For space-wise, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I necessarily need him, so I'm okay without it.
Cool.
Even though I would consider myself a prequels guy, like Eddie. So I think I don't need it.
Right, so the last thing we're going to do there, I know it's a month now and people, they're probably sick of hearing about it, but could I just get your scores out of 5 stars on Deadpool and Wolverine? I want to know. Eddie?
6 out of 5, dude. Amazing.
6 out of 5. So you loved it.
I loved it. From the opening scene till the very end. I'm sure someone's gonna mention it. The story was okay, but I don't. It was more of a vessel for the fact that we had Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds on screen together and other characters, and that opening scene, man. I go watch that opening scene anytime I feel bad, or like it's a Monday or whatever, or I have to listen to Shane talk about RoboCop one more time, or Ian. talk about something, and I could just listen to that opening scene, dude, and like it makes me feel better instantly. So yeah, dude, I loved it. You know, I was never one of the guys that felt they needed to see Hugh Jackman in the suit. I always thought he's Logan, you know, like it's almost against his character in the movies specifically to be in that suit, but he did a great job, and it was amazing the way that they did it. And yeah, I loved all of it. So yeah, it was amazing for me.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Good stuff. Jose?
On that Ian comment, I mean, I barely even understand him, Eddie, so no big deal, you know. I don't ever know what he's saying anyway, so.
We need subtitles, yeah. So.
For sure. I would give it a...
The dialogue
Go ahead, Eddie.
Oh yeah,
that was great.
That was a good reference, dude.
For sure. I would give it about 4.5 out of 5. I loved it as well. I saw it a few times in the theaters. I had a lot of fun with it. A lot of, I grew up with Fox X-Men as well, so a lot of these characters, seeing them again was nostalgic for me for sure. So I had a lot of fun with it. This, like Eddie say, the story's a little slim, but I do think that people are not giving it credit. Though there's some heavy moments there, that people are kind of overlooking. They're strong, the conversation that Wolverine has with Deadpool in the car before they have the big fight, his worth and the conversation he has with Laura. There's so many like moments there that are important. He's like, you are the best Wolverine. Like he like when he tells him that, like the impact that he has on him, the sacrifice, like all these things. It's like I think that people. Don't give it credit for. I think that it probably is not perfect film because it is a little slim on the story, and then the whole Deadpool variant's corpse fight kind of just feels like a fight to just be there, because ultimately it's just there. It's just an action sequence that none of them really die except for Nice Bull. Spoiler alert. So I mean, it just feels like an action sequence just to be there. It's fun to watch, but I always like to have. Like in my opinion, action sequences should have a purpose, right? There should be a reason. So I feel like that particular action sequence is just there to watch them. But I do love the build up to it when he puts the cowl on and his voice kind of drops down a little bit as soon as he puts the cowl on. I mean, the little moments like that are great. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I'm excited. I'm collecting these figures. The 20th Century Fox logo thing I'm excited about. They have the Deadpool behind it, in front of it, and the logo behind it, and it's going to be great.
Cool. So 4.5. What would you set on?
Yeah. I would probably go, I mean, mine says, 4, heart says 4.5, so I'd probably go 4.5.
Jim?
Very similar, 4 out of 5 for me, pretty much. It's going to sound like a broken record, but it did lack a bit in story. Going through, I think I've only seen this film once as well. I haven't seen it multiple times, so I might not remember.
There he is.
Hey,
hey guys, what's up?
Hello.
Hey.
Basically, we've cancelled 12-inch Moose Stream because he was saying he was referring to websites. Like, I mean.
I would really love to. You guys see that new Sideshow line that they just announced? Love to talk about that.
We just talked about that for half an hour.
You guys don't have a minute or two for that?
We had a half an hour, and Ian he's taking them to their graves, and
I know. It was a great listen on the ride home from work. I won't hold you up. I just wanted to say hello. Wolverine was a 5 out of 5. Wolverine, I call it Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine. I gotta go inside. My in-laws are here. They're waiting for me, but I wanted to say hello to everybody.
Are they in-laws or are they outlaws? Be honest.
You know what? No, they're in-laws, man. They're cool.
Okay,
they're cool. I really like them a lot. So I got lucky on that one.
Blink 3 times if you've been held against your will. Okay.
Okay. I love you guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Bye.
That's funny. Sorry, Jim.
No, that's all right. What was I saying? Yeah, no, I think it's absolutely fantastic film. I think for me, Deadpool 2, I think had a bit better balance between kind of the serious tones and the comedy. That's the only kind of takeaway I had from that, but it was a phenomenal film. I think they did a really good job.
Cool. And Phil?
5 out of 5 easily. takes a lot to drag me out of the cinema, and I just felt it was a perfect film for cinema. Yes, it lacked a storyline, but the story was quite weak. But it's Deadpool. I love Deadpool 1 and 2. Yeah. Everything about it, and that moment. I watched it again today. That moment when he pulls that mask over.
Man,
just goosebumps.
Yeah.
The crowd was into it, man. It's cool.
And Welsh Pool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I saw that.
I love that. I love how aware it was. Like, can we just stop it with the multiverse? And then Nice Pool is going like, he's yes, man. It's like I think it's been what he said. It's something like I think it's been all upside since Endgames. Like no one thinks that.
Yeah.
No one thinks that. Like and like that's ballsy. Like that he wrote that when he's now in the MCU, but it's like they've recognized. Okay, this is not good. You've had like No Way Home, Guardians, and that's been it since really. The other ones probably not worth mentioning. My heart, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I loved it since that first Instagram reel that Ryan Reynolds picked up, and he's like talking about how important like the storyline would be, and I've thought long and hard and gone on some journeys, and I've got nothing. I love that. And then it's like, but I did think of one thing. Hey, you, and then Hugh Jackman's in the background. I just thought, as far as advertising going, that's doing it right. That's like guerrilla marketing type stuff. That was amazing. The chemistry between the two boys, not just like Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, but more importantly, Deadpool and Wolverine, that kind of buddy cop team up. The humor, that the action scenes, and the fact that like he's turning to the camera going, get your special sock out, nerds. And then AC/DC Hell's Bells come in, and it wasn't like a token fight. It was a really well choreographed and the correct length. Because sometimes fights that go on and on and on get boring. Like, I don't know if anyone's a fan of They Live. Yeah, good movie. An 80s kind of a horror thing. But there's this fight in it that goes on for way too long. And it's just like, oh my God.
I know what you're talking about.
This is like... Come on, like I'm not. Maybe if I was a WWE fan, I would appreciate it more. But it was the right length, the choreography, some very creative things like that. Like that AC/DC Hell's Bells. That fight was one of the highlights for me. The car fight was cool too, but a bit more of a fun way.
Even the cameos. I mean, I never guessed those cameos. It was the Leonardo DiCaprio meme every time in the cinema. It was like, oh no.
I didn't see I'm going to be cancelled now. More cancelled than Moose Stream is. I watched the Blade trilogy recently, and I thought they fucking suck.
I
don't like them.
I like the first one.
I don't like
the
them
first
at
one.
all. I don't get it. I think it's if you love them, and I know a lot of people love Blade, I just don't get it. But when he turned up, I wasn't expecting it, and the cameos are never going to make or break. I said this before. The reason I was so hyped about the movie, I just wanted the movie to be good. I wanted it to be entertaining. I wanted a decent story, good action scenes. There was good acting. It had it all. My heart loved it. It was 5 stars, my heart, but my head. Story did leave it down a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think I'd settle on 4 stars. And my grading system here, 4 stars is not, it was okay. It was excellent, but it's not like a masterpiece. That's where I'm at. My heart thinks it's a masterpiece, and my head's going, it's probably just excellent. That's where I'm at with that. So I'm guessing a lot of people are going to unsubscribe because of the Blade comment. I just don't get it. Are you a Blade fan, Eddie?
I love all 3 of them, especially the third one, dude. But I love all of them. Yeah.
I've never seen the third one.
One's a banger.
The third one is the original Deadpool, dude. The third one, that's where he started Deadpool's character.
Yeah, I still got to check that one out, Blade Trinity. I've only seen the first 2. So.
Yeah, dude, it's 90s. It's cool. I like it. It's that 90s grunge.
I was always a Wesley Snipes fan. I mean, you grew up with Demolition Man, New Jack City.
Passenger 57.
Yeah.
Michael
I watched it when I was about 10. I'm not sure how that's aged, but I remember liking it.
White Man Can't Jump.
Yeah,
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Wow, you got to see that.
Yeah, watch it.
And he ribs you over RoboCop, man. Come on.
Yeah. I need to watch
because he's a piece of trash.
That's the Eddie.
You guys ever know how, like, in that music video, the bad music video, Wesley Snipes' character was supposed to be Prince?
Oh, I didn't know that.
No.
Yep. It was supposed to be Prince.
I'm sure Jose read this too somewhere, but I was reading about the story and how it was supposed to be a lot of influence of Kang and stuff, and that's why
that is correct.
We got what we got. Like, it was still gonna be the whole Cassandra Nova, and like that was still the main part of it, but how we got there was a lot different, and Kang had a lot of influence on the Wolverine, this versions of Wolverine's background, and why they needed him, and it was a lot of influence of Kang. That's why we had the TVA and all that, and because of him no longer being in it at all, they had to change it a lot, and I'm guessing they didn't want to go back to the drawing board, rewrite a story and everything when that movie was already been anticipated for years. So some of what I read, I was like, that puts a lot more into perspective of why it feels it does feel a little weird how we get to where we get in the movie,
Yeah.
Makes sense.
The cameos were like, they were never going to make or break the movie for me. Like, I mean, I thought the action scene, when they all went in and the Honda Odyssey, and I thought that was cool. It was funny. It was cool. The music's good, and I thought the action scenes were very well done. I thought, like, even Gambit, I think Channing Tatum is too, his body physique doesn't suit Gambit. I think Gambit needs to become like a more leaner, muscular guy who can a bit more agile. But I still felt that the action scenes with him in were really, really good, and he cracked me up. I'm about to make a name of myself right here. That cracked me right off, man. I don't really like, but I wouldn't pick up any of them, to be honest. I think I'm set. I don't think there's anything else. Cassandra Nova, I thought she was great. That actress.
Yeah.
I thought she was, and that like
she was. She smashed it.
Putting the hand inside the brain creeped me out. I thought she was like a proper nemesis, and I think that's why one of the reasons I'm dropping it down. Like my heart loved it. I love this movie. I saw it 3 times in the cinema. I might take a sneaky one as well again, but I think part of the reason, like, the storyline was relatively simple, and then at the end when it's like you had such a good potential villain there, a real force to be reckoned with, and now she's gone. I hope she just got teleported somewhere else as opposed to actually being dead, because like the whole antimatter and matter thing, I'm like, someone couldn't think of how to finish the movie, eh? You know what I mean? So it's like, let's put some bullshit in here, and but at the same time, it works because we all wanted to see Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, Deadpool, the humor, the one guy cracking jokes and the other guy going, and they're swearing. I loved it. Like, it was done so well. But it was just, it's kind of like the whole movie is fan service and it works.
Sure.
And the R word. They brought back the R word. I'm good now. I won't say it on your stream, but they brought it back, dude.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
When he says retired. What does he say when he says
retired? Oh yeah.
That was crazy, dude.
Because, like, it's mad how certain things are just absolutely I kind of want to address a little apology to Moostream. I just think it's important to say this. I do appreciate the super chat, obviously, and the memberships and everything, like, and I hope you're not annoyed that I didn't show the super chat. But, like, I don't know if you know, but I've mentioned it before. Like, I'm a high school science teacher, and there's certain things I have to kind of conduct myself that there could be some of the students watching, or maybe even their parents going, look, my teacher's on YouTube, and I kind of have to conduct myself in a certain way and keep things relatively PC. So, no disrespect to Moose or anything, but that's just, I kind of just wanted to address that there. I mean, Moose, I do appreciate
Well
$5, but certain things I can't engage with too much. I won't allow myself to, because I don't want, to think things can get taken out of context and stuff like that, So,
and we try to keep it kid friendly, not curse as much and things like that. So
yeah, I mean, well, Phil's never coming back. Let's be honest, right? But Ian's usually the one you have to watch out for.
It's been a while. I forgot where I was.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. Yeah. They did. I thought they did. I just love that movie, and I'm probably nitpicking at the. Yeah. I can't wait to see it again, guys. We've gone on way too late. I'm conscious of your time. I do have to give a shout out to the channel member, the commanders, really, really quickly. I didn't get the chance to do this earlier on. I had to put in the right clip, but the commanders tier channel members, they have all their YouTube handles displayed at the end of all the content, the videos, the unboxings, the live streams like this. So that's the most up to date one. I think it's changed yours from Empire Strikes to Rogue One. I see you changed it on YouTube as well, Phil. Yeah, look, that's us done. Unless anyone else has something they want to plug or anything at all you want to get across, or.
No, I'm good.
Cool. All right, guys.
Good to have you back.
Thanks very much.
Shane.
I know,
dude.
We missed the show, man. It's not the same.
I appreciate that. I also can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not, but I'm going to take it.
No, I'm being honest.
Yeah, it's great to see you all. Like it's just like I said. Like I long for the day when we can all share a pint together. That'd be fun. Like I might get out to one of those Cali cons or something like that. Dan 6 Gear Reviews. He's come to Dublin, so
yes, I'm
buzzing for that. I'm literally off the beer for now until October 4th, when him and his missus are coming over, and gonna go out and have a few beers and do some touristy stuff, so really looking forward to that. So yeah, gentlemen, thanks for your time. People in the chat, thanks for your time, and again, thanks to anyone who's liked, subscribed, dropped a super chat, has become a channel member, all the support and the messages as well. People reached out to me over the last few weeks going, what's the story, you alright? I hope everything's okay, but it was just on holiday. But right, we're going to end it there. Thanks a million, guys, and we'll see you next week. And there's plenty more videos and unboxing and reviews to come. So see you there, folks.